It's deeper than the
They watch.
deeper than the grind.
They hate.
I just wanna know what's on a
Then
real
they
man's
copy.
mind. Yo. I ain't trying to guess you, stress you, or finesse you. PettyRed just wanna bless you. See what's really in your mental. Not the armor or the mask that you wrestle, but that inner voice that whispers when it's gentle. Got my ears wide, heart open, no shade, so focused. No judgment in this room, you can express your pain. Tell me what it's like to carry all that weight. Be the rock, the leader, but still feel the strain. Talk to me, king, I ain't here to fix, just here to stop, soaking every bit. You ain't gotta rhyme it or keep it slick. I'm listening deep, I wanna hear what makes you tick. Blueprint to a man's thoughts starts by listening. Let him speak truth, no fear, no imprisoning. Open space, real talk, red, just vibing here. Trying to know the heart that beats beneath the man's skin. Yeah, I just wanna know your mind. Every corner, every climb. You ain't gotta hide behind, just let it go, take your time. Tell me about your fears and flaws, your hopes and desires. Did your past teach you silence or teach you to clutch? What do you dream when the world ain't tough? What do you need when strong ain't enough? Where's the joy that you bury in the grind? What fears dance in the back of your mind? Who taught you love? Who taught you war? What's the wound you still trying to ignore? You ain't soft for expressing what's inside. That's king energy, that's real pride. PettyRed ain't scared of your tears or your cries. I'm here to witness, not just ride. Blueprint to a man's thoughts starts by listening, not by pushing, pressing or conditioning. The space sacred, this bond glistening. Truth in your tone, I find strength in it. Yeah, I just wanna know your soul, not just what you control. This ain't no casual stroll. I'm here for the truth, yeah, the whole truth. No interruptions, no should have said. Just say it raw, say it how it's in your head. You ain't gotta bleed, just speak your mind. I hold the story, every word you said. So when you ready, I'm still here. A woman with ears that don't just hear. I build temples with your truth, cause knowing you, that's the proof. Blueprint to a man's thoughts starts by listening.
Welcome to Red Lipstick Vibes, where the vibes are always positive. Now, child, listen, there's a little disclaimer, okay? All views and opinions are not the views of the host. This is a space for all to share their views respectfully and on topic, baby. If you are triggered or bothered by someone's opinions or thoughts, address them directly. Do not come for me, child. There is no censorship here unless you are targeting someone personally with the intent of being messy and rude. Let me be clear. We are here to understand all thoughts, views, and address the topics or questions that are being asked. I want to keep the conversation going to gain understanding from all men and women, respectfully. Now, let's start the show, baby.
You ain't gotta bleed, just speak. Just speak.
Hey everybody, welcome to Red Lipstick Vibe, where the vibe is always positive. How y'all doing on tonight? Can y'all hear me? Put some ones in the chat to make sure y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me? I'm excited about tonight. I have a panel of some distinguished gentlemen from the spaces up in here. So I'm going to tell y'all why I want to do this show. So a lot of you may know this person in this space, right? Travel One. So Travel One, she watches my shows, or he. I don't know if it's a he or she. She watches my shows. So every time after a show, she leaves this long dissertation. And in a nutshell, it's what about the men though? Anytime I'm talking about the women, I get this long comment from Travel One, which I appreciate. She do be saying some stuff in this kind of good, but she always do the what about the men though? Okay. So I felt like, okay, let me do a stream, because a lot of people always say like, they would say like Miss she said we're like pandering to the men or whatever. I can't help it. I got a daddy. Okay. I got a daddy. And so I understand a lot about, about the men's. Okay. So I wanted to do this show, and because we always talk about the women's behavior, yada, yada, yada. So I wanted to pick the men's brain to address some of the things in the community. And so that's why the series is called The Man in the Mirror. So what's happening is I want the gentlemen to take a look to see where they fall in taking accountability for the state that we are in now, from the women to the children and to the me's. Okay. So tonight, I want the men to address this.
Well, what does it make you if you have sex with different women?
A slut maker.
I need y'all to answer why y'all slut makers. Okay. Y'all always talking about 304s this and women's are hoes and all that kind of stuff.
Well, what does it make you if you have sex with different women?
A slut maker.
Y'all slut makers out here. Okay. So I wanted to address it tonight. Okay. Shout out to Travel One. She inspired this show. So I'm going to get through the pleasantries, and then we're going to bring the means up. Shout out to CBZ's in the house. A-Team is in the house. And the tree looks like it's about to fall over. I'm looking out the window. Y'all, I have a tropical storm going on right now. So if y'all see me blank out, that's what happened. Miss She Said is in the house. D Degenerate is in the house. CBZ's in the house. And a whole bunch of cloud watchers. Everybody from on D Darrell's side as well. Shout out to you guys as well. Jay Wills is in the house. Thank you guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button, and we're going to get started, okay? Because I got questions. I want to know.
Well, what does it make you if you have sex with different women?
A slut maker.
Why y'all out here slut makers? Are you men going to take any accountability for the behavior of the women today? Because they already say that, men over-sexualize the women, right? Hold on, y'all. I have someone that's scared of lightning and thunder. So he coming. I'm sorry. So we want to talk about it. What about the men though around here? Okay. But first, make sure you guys know that we have our goals for tonight. 10 memberships. Memberships are only $2.99. And as y'all know, after every major show, I'll always put that show on membership only, so you won't be able to go back and watch it or everything like that. So make sure you guys get a membership. And of course, make sure you guys hit the Cashapp for the paper towel fund. For the big kid that's right here staring at me because it's lightning outside. And hopefully tonight we can get $100 towards the paper towel fund. So now that we got all those things out of the way, let's get this show started, because I know it's during the week and everybody needs to get it. Fatty! I'm just saying. Fatty, y'all, I'm coming to Portugal, Fatty. Shout out to Fanny in the house. Black Men Unfiltered is in the house. Jose is in the house. Hey, Jose. So I want to find out, men in the chat, if y'all complaining about the women's.
Well, what does it make you if you have sex with different women?
A slut maker.
Why y'all out here slut makers? Okay. Because the women said it's y'all fault. Y'all fault because they're doing OnlyFans. It's your fault they dressing sexy. It's your fault that you doing the BBLs. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. So we don't talk about it. Okay. Fatty, stop. Fatty say I live in a Bermuda Triangle. No, I don't. So I do have a clip I want to show the guys. And once I show this clip, I'm going to bring you guys up. Y'all heard that? Oh, God. Let me play this. Here's a little treat for everybody. All right, guys, let's talk about it. Y'all saw the progression when we were nice and classy and fun and all that. And then all of a sudden, we just went to naked. We just went straight to naked. And we've been talking about the women all the time. You women, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do that. But we're going to talk about what about the men, though? Let me introduce my guests on tonight. First, we have Soul Touch of the Poet is in the house.
What's going on? What's going on? I am here.
I don't think I need to get like the water right now.
Yeah, you sound like you're underwater.
Oh, I don't know. Great Hill, the Great Hill podcast is in the house. I'm real.
Oh, that storm is rolling in down there. You muted, bro.
Got you. Thank you, sir. Salute to everybody pulling in. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Soul Toucher, how you doing, man? Salute to you.
Good, brother. Salute to you back,
Appreciate you
brother.
being here, man.
No doubt.
Next, we have Great Pill. Great Pill. What's going on, bro? Hope all is well.
What's going on? Appreciate you.
All is well, man. Thanks for being here. We also have Black TV is in the building. Black, what's good, man?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
All is well, sir. Thank you for being here, man. Taking the time out your busy schedule, man. And I see you got a strike, man. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. But we're gonna talk about it a little bit later if you feel like sharing. Conrad is in the building. Conrad, salute, man. Thank you for being here.
You muted, good sir.
Yep, you're on mute.
Thank you for that, because I forgot I got two different mute buttons going. Salute everybody. Blessings in the building and much love to everybody.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for taking time out and being here with us. Also coming to the stage, we got our brother, Untouchable Empire, Nino Black is in the building. Salute. Nino, what's good?
Good with y'all. Good, man.
All is well, man. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you taking time out your schedule, man. We also have in the building, Severe. What's good, family?
Peace to the panel. How y'all kings doing this evening?
Good, good.
All is well, man. Thank you for being here, man. Thanks for taking the time out your schedule. We're going to get to the pleasantries after we let our last guest to the building, none other than our brother, Kylo, the brand. Salute, bro. Hope all is well.
What's good, bro?
He ain't caught Negro?
Yeah, he look like alligator back there.
Hold up.
He's lurking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can't see you, though, but we hear you.
Hey.
Thank you for being here, man. How you doing? Hope all is well.
Yes, sir. Everything's good. Trying to get situated. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all see the title, man. Let's start with the title. Get y'all initial thoughts and feelings toward what we're going to be discussing tonight. And then we go from there. That sits on the back end. I don't know where the misses go. But let's go with Soul Touching and work our way around, man. What did you think of the title, man? What about the men, though? And are we ultimately responsible or accountable for the way these sisters are behaving nowadays, sir?
What about the men, though? I say yes and no. I mean, at the end of the day, every woman makes a choice for how she wants to move through life. There are situations to where men contribute to that, depending on the circumstances. But at the end of the day, you know, a person has to dig deep into their psyche, heart, mind, and soul and decide the path that they want to take in life. If me personally, I can't force a woman to be any type of way because of how I treat her or them. That's just my take on that.
Okay. Appreciate you. Great Pill, you up next, my brother. What's your thoughts, man?
Okay, I appreciate that. First, I want to thank Red for stirring up this conversation. I know she had some conversation that inspired her through the other person, and I guess a chat member. The person did the same thing to mine. I reacted to, I think, who was it? Queen Maker, and she gave like a whole speech, which I appreciate that. So It is what it is. But the when she said the making slut makers is pretty much a term sometimes used to the internet, using circular or sometimes social media communities to blame men for women's becoming very promiscuous. So that's one. But it's also going to be a double standard. So sometimes men can contribute to like a hate on hate, hurt person type mentality. Same thing with when it comes to women. So I just think pretty much is a double standard. Now, ultimately, do men create sluts? Yes and no. Everybody got a choice in the saying? Yes. You know, so I think it's a double standard both ends, and that's why I leave it.
Okay. Appreciate that. Severe, you up next, man. What's your thoughts? What's your initial thoughts on the topic today and the ultimate question about slut makers and us as men being ultimately responsible?
No problem. Before I start, I want to shout out Nino Black. Thank you for your comment on my short, my brother. Appreciate you.
No problem.
Man, how can I start? it's like, yes, we do contribute to it because we're doing the act with them. But as far as them becoming that, that's on them. And I say that because anytime, like the title say, what about the man? What about the man? What about the man? You can tell, I don't know, I'm going to say triggered or something that touches a woman's soul because, like, shout out to the great KS, he said it all the time. There's been platforms talking about men for years, for decades, for eons. So you just have one panel or one conversation talking about women, and there's always one that always get triggered and says that. What about the men? We all done had y'all time. I mean, we had one conversation and it's immediately thrown right back on the men. I mean, where's y'all responsibility in this? It's like not only we gotta be responsible for us, which we are because we are men. Now we got to be responsible for your accountability. How does that work? I'm just saying.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you chiming, man. Nino, you up next, man. What's your initial thoughts, sir?
Well, I don't agree with the whole men are slut makers. I mean, I think men that get a lot of women are good hunters because that's what you do. You hunt. Women are the prey, men are the hunters. And if you're able to get a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you're a good hunter. If you can't get any, then you're a starving lion, I guess. But I don't think we make holes, you know what I'm saying? The woman has to decide to let you in there to begin with. So if she's a hoe, that's because that's what she want to be, not because somebody made her and said, hey, do this. You know, that's what she wanted to be for whatever her reasons are.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Black, what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts?
What about the men though? Just like Severe said, we're not responsible for your actions. You got to hold yourself accountable. It's always the men. It's always the men's fault. It's always the men's fault. It's always the men's fault. And to echo Nino Black sentiment, yeah, like I wouldn't say we're slut makers, but in a sense we are, because it's like who else is gonna make them sluts besides themselves? So I mean, it's not our fault that women are sluts out here. Like it's self-explanatory. Like it's not our fault that you're sluts.
What he said.
Okay.
Like you gotta hold yourself accountable for and you know, and one more thing is like it has gotten so wild that they don't even want to. It's like there's so much of a slut. They want to own it, but still don't want to hold accountable for themselves for the negativity of it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, they want the title. They want the title without the responsibility.
Exactly. So make it make sense.
Got you, Black. Got you. Kylo,
So
you up next, brother.
If you want to hold that title, then yes, we are slut makers.
Okay. Okay. So make a rest is no. Okay, Kylo, you up next, brother. It's on you.
Can you guys even hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, man.
Got you, bro.
Just
can you hear me at all?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. Great. So you kind of creepy over there, looking like.
All right, so I'm gonna wind up. I'm like a gradient right now. I'm gonna wind up. I'm gonna wind up leaving out and coming back in on my phone because something's going on with my computer. But I'm gonna answer the question though. Men slut makers. You know, that's real interesting because I mean we all pull from the world, right? We all pull from our experiences. So men have our experiences. It's almost like which one came first, the chicken or the egg. It's like a hard thing to kind of say. So it's kind of like there's some men that's been hurt by women that kind of became players, I guess, you know what I'm saying? But some men is how you internalize it. Some men never gave up and still treated women like with respect, and some men said, you know what, I'm treating them all like hoes. Some women could have went through some stuff with some guys or whatever, and could have said, well, it's not every man. Could have bypassed it and still gave the next man respect. And some women actually gave into what was happening and said, I'm going to get something out of it. And so she became a hoe. It's not we're automatic homemakers. It's to the individual. Long story short.
Okay. Appreciate the chime in, man. Salute. Conrad, you up next?
Yeah, what's going on? Are we the homemakers? No. Do we enable? Can we enable? For sure. And I think that's where a majority of men have fallen into. But especially in this generation, more than all, it's pay to play. So if there is something for her to get out of it, what we see probably within our neighborhoods and definitely on the social media sphere, if you're willing to play, if you're willing to pay as a guy, they're willing to play. And so whose fault is it? Well, you have to look at the person who ultimately controls access. If I can only plug my controller in and play and press player 1, 2, 3, or 4, I can't be held accountable if the game gives me access.
Appreciate the chime in. Uncle Rick, salute, man. Welcome to the panel, man. Hope all is well. And elaborate and chime in on anything you heard so far and answer our initial question about responsibility for us as men.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are y'all doing?
All right.
You made it through another week, man. You halfway there. Men don't make holes. It's in a hole. It's not on her. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Do we partake? Yes, we will. We will partake. But responsible? No. No, a hoe gon' hoe. Right? It's a saying that goes around, right? Don't ever make a hoe a housewife. Right? And the reason why is because when shit get bad, it's like a boxer, right? You know, y'all ever heard of the term everybody got a plan till they hit in the face, right?
Yeah.
Right? That's a hoe, right? You try to make a housewife, you can give everything, but when she go back to her baseline, she's gonna hoe. Right? When shit gets hard, she's gonna hoe. It doesn't matter how good you treat her. It doesn't matter how much you're gonna respect her. It doesn't matter what you put in front of her to build her up as a woman. That hoe gonna hoe. So I got a question for the panel, right? If we responsible for making girls hoes, are women responsible for making dudes simps?
Yeah.
Like I said before, it's a double standard. It's like it's gonna be one dipping into the other.
Right. Because you hear it out there with simps, aka F boys. That's where they come from treating a woman nice all the time. And in the same breath, the women keep crapping on them all the time. So in a man's mind, it done flipped already. F these hoes. Off rip. You're gonna get this. If I give you this, and that's what it's gonna be. That's when a man real pimp hands start to come out, because that's the way they took them. That's the way their mind flipped. You be nice to a woman, it's cool. That's what you want to do. That's what you're supposed to do. But women don't take it as nice. Women take it to an advantage.
No, a woman would take it as nice. A hoe gonna treat it like it's trash.
That's fair.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah. I mean, so for me, when I hear the conversation and everybody's chiming so far, I think it's a problem with the wording. I think we do contribute to, I think we do enable, some people make excuses for, but I don't know if that's a word that I'm willing to accept, because again, responsibility for another grown person's actions, I don't know if I can accept that. Like, I do inspire, I do contribute, I may enable, you know what I mean? But I don't know if I'm responsible for this grown person's behavior and the choices that they make. What do you guys think about that?
Nah, that's true,
Exactly.
but the accountability, like for example, I use me for example. So the accountability lays on me. If I'm dating, talking to, quote unquote, we'll use Uncle Rick said the whole of 304, right? And I'm still engaging, that's on me at that point. But now it becomes if that person's still using me or still giving, then somebody at that point got to say, okay, where's the boundary set? Where's the line do I or that person draw? But if nobody's not drawing no lines, the quote unquote, like Uncle Rick said, the hoe gonna still be a hoe, and I'm gonna still be a simp, what Severe was saying, and then the cycle gonna keep continuing. Now, when somebody breaks that simp is gonna be like, okay, now I'm on the hate train, like F all these hoes, they all hoes, something like that, and vice versa with the women. It's just an ongoing circle. I do agree it's the term of it. I think it comes to the people themselves, like you got to self-identify. If you cannot self-identify what's going on with you and that person you're dealing with, it becomes a problem.
But like Uncle Rick said, at the end of the day, that person's got to take like the hoe gon' hoe.
You got
I remember I saw a situation where two guys exposed to a bunch of guys this girl was on a thing. At lunchtime, took those two guys back. Now, all the guys that those brothers told followed through. This girl, I saw this girl go through the action and walk in the house with everybody looking at her and walk out the house. Now, whether or not she went through everybody, the fact of the matter is she still did what she was going to do. And there was no pressure. And she walked out there and still looking at everybody like, hey, how's everything going? So we as men, like I said, if we're not told, yeah, plug in the controller. How are you going to plug in the controller? If you're not given the access, how are you going to do that? I'll let my play.
No, I hear that point, but let me ask you a question. What's your intentions with that game? You trying to win the game?
I don't know about winning. I don't know about winning because
when I listen to all of the information coming at us with this conversation right now, I think about the argument the ladies are not making is that what's your intentions with this lady? I think what makes her a hoe is when we sleep with them and leave them.
Facts.
You had no intentions on being with them.
Negative.
So
negative.
Okay, Uncle Rick, help me out, bro.
I disagree, right? Because again, now let me first validate your point, because your point, if everything was right in the world, makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Right. But again, if we're talking about responsibilities, right? This woman wasn't supposed to let me lay down with her until she has a commitment from me. Right? Is that her responsibility or mine? Is her body my responsibility or hers? Right? Because what makes her a hoe is she letting me fuck for whatever reason besides marriage, right?
And
right?
Rick,
is that the agreement we have or not?
Yeah, but Rick, I got a question
I got
questions that. Hold on. So if that's the case, then so what about the guys? Because most guys like to manipulate, like Homeboy said, the hunter. We're like, oh, Bino, we hunters. So if we hunters, we going for the box, just only the box. We're not going for relationship. So then when you get with that girl, you lying to her, saying other sweet things, saying everything she need to hear. Then when you smash it and you come back, they go to the homies. Hey, Rick, yo, I got this bad hoe, man. She's a bad hoe. So now she a hoe. Because I ran game on her because I said everything I wanted to say to her just to get the draws.
Well, let me say, I don't like how you tried to utilize what I said to make your point, because that's not what I meant by hunter. You could be hunting for a wife. You know what I'm saying? You could be hunting for a friend.
Hunter or wife. You just said hunt. I didn't know what you meant by that.
But then ask the question. You know what I'm saying? Ask the question. Don't just make an assumption to make your point or whatnot. A hunter is you go out and seek for a woman. Whatever you choose for that woman to be, it could just be a friend. We have to initiate the contact in most cases. Women aren't looking for us. They're hoping they get found. So that's why I said that the man is the hunter.
Okay, so individually, men hunt for individual reasons. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
But at the end of the day, if let's use me for example, if I sleep with a woman and that's it, that doesn't make her a hoe. That just makes her a woman I slept with. Now, if I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna sleep with this woman, and then I'm gonna bring a couple of homeboys and I'm gonna talk her into doing that. That's a whole different story. But if I sleep with that one woman, that doesn't make her a hoe. If I go on to the next woman and sleep with the next woman, that doesn't make her a hoe. And like the dude in the video said, that makes me a slut maker. No, that doesn't make me a slut maker. That just makes me a man that's sleeping with a couple of women. I can't turn all those women into sluts because I'm sleeping with all of them. That might be me being a slut. I can't put that on her.
Y'all are playing a lot of fucking games up here. Word salad, yada yada, woo doo woo. Who sleeps with women? Men or women? Who sleeps with a woman?
Men.
And some good hot lesbians.
Okay, so
good
by
hot lesbians, sir.
definition,
Let's not forget the
men
lesbians. Let's not forget the
sleep
lesbians.
with women,
Hot
right?
lesbians.
I mean, like, why is y'all saying all this word salad shit up here?
Damn.
Like, with men, we're supposed to sleep with women.
That's what I'm saying.
The only way a woman can be a slut is she sleep with a lot of men, right?
This is what
That's what I was about to.
But does she make the decision after the first guy?
Case closed.
Because
like, what is y'all talking about?
It's not.
But one guy won't make a woman a hoe. One guy does not make. It's the continued action of opening her legs to multiple men.
Okay.
Let's say in a finite amount of time, day, minute, week, hour, month. It's her ability to say, I'm enjoying this, and make it worse, as we said about the simps. Let me see who I can trick. So now she actually becomes the pimp and the hoe all at the same time, because she knows what she has is going to make somebody. It might not make Black, it might not make Uncle Rick, it might not make me, but it's going to make somebody flip a dime. And once that dime gets flipped and she says, oh, she's going to keep on doing what she's doing as long as she can do it to who she's doing it to. And she knows who to go for. It might not be Uncle Rick. It might not be me, but it's definitely going to be some other guy. So now she isn't. Go ahead. No. Go ahead. I was done.
I would argue to that sentiment. Really, I can still flip that on you. Like, the only way she will have that mindset is because of the simp. Because of the simp. So technically, technically it's still the same sentiment. Because in order for her to keep enjoying it, is because a whole bunch of simps is giving her this A, B, C, D, whatever.
But I left.
Technically, it's still the same thing.
I left. She is conceding on the behavior. She got an experience, and it turned her into a fiend. And based on her becoming a fiend, she decided to chase that from now multiple users. Not me, because she's not coming back to me and say, you Conrad, I'm fiending for you. I got an affinity for you, and I just want you. No, that's lust. When we start taking our lust and we turn it to everybody, that is a hoe.
It's not even. Hold on.
Let me get this. Go ahead, bro.
It doesn't have to be everybody. Look, this is what I'm saying, right? And if we keeping it a being, it's not really the action. The action is really just the defining factor. It's her mentality as a woman, right? It's not as a female. That's correct, right? If we want to be real specific about words, right? It's her attitude as a female. Now, so I got to use today, because a lot of these women who claim they go through the things that their mothers and their grandmothers went through never went through it. What made them hoes? You see what I'm saying? Exactly. It's a mentality, right? These women are being brought up to understand that a relationship is strictly transactional, that the relationship, that her being a hoe or 3 or 4 is more rewarding than being a wife.
Facts.
Yeah, but who's the cause of that? She has to have a mindset from. She has to get that mindset from somewhere.
Her mother and her grandmothers.
She got it from simps.
There's always going to be a Samson somewhere.
Hey, Carlo. Yeah, go ahead, Carlo. Get in there.
All right, so I'm gonna say something real quick. So to understand what we calling a hoe, I remember Tariq Nasheed said that there's 3 different types of men. There's a player, there's a pimp, and there's a Mac. And to understand all 3 of them is, real quickly, a player is somebody he's just only considering getting some tail, getting some ass. 100%. Not into monetary gain. A player is just wants as much as he possibly can get. A Mac wants ass and gifts. He wants ass, but he wants some things. He wants some type of monetary prizes and gifts, you know what I'm saying? But a pimp don't have no interest in no sexual nothing. He only wants the money, 100%. So for like people get out of context when they talk about hoes and pimps, you know what I'm saying? Like, so to understand a hoe is to understand why there's 3 different types of men, there's 3 different types of women. Some women are manufactured by men to become promiscuous for money. Some women are manufactured by women, give it an auntie, a girlfriend, society, where we have the social media. But a lot of this is like it's manufactured from both situations. Don't nobody if anybody on the panel ever sold drugs, that's kind of like saying, well, what makes a drug dealer? What makes a drug dealer sometimes could be desperation, influence, what's readily available to you. It's not no one particular type of way. I'm hearing y'all talk, and I'm having some technical difficulties over here, burning inside. But like a woman, I know, and I don't want to. It's not cool because I got a lot of people watching, so I can't really say another part of my life. But I will say this: men can make women hoes, 100%, but it's not necessary because some people can be convinced to come over to a life, and I mean it takes some work, and somebody could just say one thing like, "Hey, come over here and mess with me," and somebody will mess with them, and there's already been some pre-stuff going on with that woman already. And the only thing you doing is enable. I think I forgot the brother name, but this way towards me. Two words over. He was saying that, sometimes a woman is, I forgot exactly what he said. But long story short, we can't just bundle it all up and say like men. I think the topic was, does men make women hoes? The answer is we actually, no matter which side you want to take, the answer is yes and no. So y'all can actually keep debating all night long.
Correct.
It's just like one of those things where it's a lot of different points that makes that person go over. And that's it. I land that on that.
That's like saying, can you put this ham on a sandwich and eat it? Yes and no. Like it has to have balance.
Sir, this is not cool. These are women.
Nothing is.
These are women, sir. These are women.
Say what?
These are women. These not ham sandwiches. Shout out to bread.
It's an analogy though, y'all.
Shout out to
it's
bread.
an analogy, bro. Like,
Shout
come on, let's be serious now. It's like nothing is.
You mentioned ham sandwiches. I'm sorry. I was hungry for a minute. My bad. Go ahead. I apologize.
Nothing in life is 50-50, bro. Like it's either something is or something isn't.
Okay.
So nothing in life is everything is. You said nothing. Everything's not 50-50 when it comes to this.
Majority.
Okay.
Majority.
So nobody got no sisters, no aunties, nothing like that. And the situation that came to them where the relationship just fucked them over. And they're like, you know what? Screw men. Or even us men, period. We had moments in our life where a woman, just one, or another one, we just had a pattern of like women like, damn, maybe it's the women. And some men be like, it's not even me. They'll just put it on women. Maybe it's the women. So none of that happened before in our lives. Nothing like that happened in our life at all.
We always got hurt. I mean, we experience pain and heartbreak like anybody else. But the point is, with men, to me, you either going to do a couple of things. You either going to sulk, simp, go back to it, or get your mind right, get your money up. You know the rules. But with women, they're cutting their hair off, they're bleaching it, they're cutting off men and everything else in the world.
I'll give you this from my past life. You have a situation where you have strippers that won't sell, and I mean will not sell their body. They'll sell their body as far as the club, but will not sell their body out on the street. Then you have so-called streetwalkers who feel like going in the club and dancing is a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? So, but we'll all call them all hoes.
But they all hoes.
But we call them all hoes.
They are.
Us, I'm just saying it's different amongst the men. It's different layers to it.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. We're men and they're women. We're different. I understand that.
And that goes back to what I was saying.
What I'm saying is again, look, man. if we're responsible, and my bro already know how I feel about this, then we got to start having different conversations, right? If we're responsible for everything the woman does, we need to have this argument and the war on sex and the sex war and all that shit. It shouldn't exist, because if we're responsible, that means there's a hierarchy that exists.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So just keeping it a being, not to try to get the channel banned, and somebody need to start getting their head going upside. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So like I said, let's say we're responsible. Fine, I'll take it. Right? I'll eat it. I got a wife. You know what I'm saying? I take care of her. I understand. She my hoe. I'm her trick. You understand what I'm saying? Right? Right? So, but how can we be responsible for anything? Hoes, wives, daughters, sons, when nobody has to listen to the person that's responsible?
Especially in this day and time.
Right.
There was the whole Me Too movement, the whole this modern move of feminism has pushed it to where, like, what are we really going to say without being capsized? With whether it's in the home or even on our job. Like, think about it. We're all talking about this right here, right now. Somebody could clip this and be like, yo, Conrad thinks that women just be doing this to themselves. My boss could be like, well, we don't align with that, Conrad. And so goodbye. It's just like, what? So right. I'm saying that to say this is that we're not in a position in this day and time to have complete autonomy, whether we can shut down the action or even the thought that could lead to the action based on how a woman's feeling tomorrow morning.
And that's how they live their life, on feelings day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour.
Right. So what are we saying, right? Are we saying that women are grown and or females are grown and they're their own autonomous creature, right? And no matter what decision they make, they're their own autonomous creature. No matter what decision they make, it's influenced or manipulated or convinced by the man, or they just do shit that they want to do. A hoe want to be a hoe.
And how it's like saying somebody.
No hoe.
That's like saying somebody a woman going to rob a bank, but it's his fault. Mm-hmm. They robbed the bank, but it's your fault.
You don't make her no hoe.
Hey, how many banks I can get away with robbing though? How many banks I get away robbing though?
Just like the brother just said about the so-called, a stripper's a hoe too. I don't care what nobody say. You selling your body for money, you're a whore. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, it's just some things that some people won't do, right? As a man, it's some shit that I'm not gonna do. I don't give a fuck how much money excuse my language, I don't give a care how much money you put in front of me. I'm not gonna do it, right? So if this woman, for whatever reason, right, whether it's attention, sexual satisfaction, money, clothes, she getting flowed out and get to go to Smith and Walensky's for free, whatever. You see what I'm saying? It's a choice she made.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If it's a choice she made, is it fair to say that she gets this mindset from somewhere? Because, like, it ain't just like she woke up one day and be like, nah, I'm finna be a hoe. It has to build up, right?
Yeah, true. It could be a combination.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. So, but I'm asking you,
Uncle Rick?
So it's a build up, right? To get this mindset, right?
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
No, not you.
Okay.
Hey, I'm
Uncle
sorry,
Rick.
I forgot your name, bro.
Uncle Rick.
It's Rick.
Oh, Rick. Yeah, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
So she got this mindset from somewhere, right?
That's fair, correct.
Besides men, please tell me where she can build this mindset from. With men out of the picture.
For the women.
No, you know what? Can I say something real quick? We could just stop. Listen.
That's a relevant question. That don't even make any sense. So we just throwing women out and just.
I don't make no sense. It's a very straightforward question.
It's probably women that actually play more part in a woman becoming a hoe. Unless somebody is an actual pimp, men don't actually have influence on a woman actually becoming a hoe. Do you know what I'm saying? It's actually probably more of any of her peers. When we talking about, because I don't know what type of hoe we talking about a promiscuous woman, somebody just screwing to be screwing. or a woman that's screwing for money. Because when I think about a hoe, I'm thinking about
hoe's a hoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Well, let's elaborate on that after we hear from Great Pill and get to these super chats and see if Sis is okay back there. Great Pill, I want to hear from you though, man. You've been sitting up there patiently, man. What you got?
Not really. I've been checking in, throwing jabs, but no, because he pretty much, the question he made was like a what if question, like what it should coulda. Those scenarios don't exist unless it's on an individual. If the quote unquote hoe or the woman had no man in her life, then of course the environment around her going to subject her to become that hoe that we all just agreed on earlier. She's going to be that hoe. It's going to be a consistent pattern that she's going to be running around doing what she want to do all day, every day. But again, if a woman has the man in her life, or men, brothers, uncles, whatever, and society, school, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't necessarily going to mean that woman going to make the choice to automatically be a hoe because you deem it so. It doesn't work like that. It's situations, is whatever's problems going on in that person's life. It could be the guy that's in there effing with her 24/7. It could be that guy, and she say, you know what? And her dull, delusional mind can say, hey, you know what? Every man I see, they're always disrespecting me, so therefore I'm going to hurt them too. The same way the other man, that's what you mentioned earlier about the simp mentality. A guy going to keep getting simped to say, you know what? A switch flipped off, and he could just go off and just say, you know what? All women are bitches, and he's just going to do that too. It's not all one-sided. That's the problem with a lot of people with that type of thinking. You got to think, like I said, you got to be on yourself with accountability. It got to be on yourself. But if you're not seeing that, then it becomes a problem. Now, if you seeing that hoe from afar, and it doesn't phase Rick, it doesn't fade Comrade, it doesn't fade Nino, and we're looking for something else with our intentions, then we're going to see that a mile away, and we're just going to keep it moving. Let her be a hoe somewhere else.
I hear you. Black rebuttal.
All I was saying was he's saying that's a very big question. No, it's not. I'm getting down.
It's a relevant question.
Can I finish without interruption? All right, like I was saying, I'm getting down to the very logical thing about it. I understand what Rick is saying. I understand that, but very in the fabric of what we're talking about. Okay, who put that up,
bro? Moderation, man. We got a whole moderation team over here, so you never know.
At the end of the day, what I was asking was, I asked that question to make a point. At the end of the day, it's either how a man treats a woman. She gets that from somewhere. It's like she's not waking up trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna be a hoe today. She gets the influence from majority from a man. That's all I was saying.
Okay, so we do agree. A woman wakes up, don't say I'm just gonna be a hoe tomorrow. That's
majority of the time the average woman is not doing it.
No. Okay, that's the point I want to make. Average women don't do that. I just want to make that point clear.
I'm just saying most women don't do that.
Okay, now we're dumbing it down to most. Average and most. Okay, cool.
I mean, Kylo kind of chimed in and said it's a lot of different, contingents that can go into that environment, circumstances, and so on. But I want to hear what you guys think after I read these super chats. 18 became a member today. Salute 18. Appreciate you. Hope all is well, sis. Zyrax, Untouchable Empire. Salute. She gifted 1 membership. If that membership landed on you, please maintain it. Steve O is in the building. Manners and respect, Uncle Rick. I second that motion, sir. Talks with 2K chimed in with the $4.99 super chat. Shout out to Black TV and Lipstick. What's good, panel? What's good, 2K? Hope all is well, sir. T.O. Salutes T.O. Untouchable Empire. He said these women are doing whatever they want to do. So how the hell are we making them hoes? Anybody?
We ain't.
Yeah,
we're
not. Yeah, we're not.
RBN chimed in. Salute, RBN. Hope all is well, sir. Salute to the homies, Severe, Uncle Rick, Mr. He Said, and shout out to the host, Red Lipstick Vibes. Salute, bro. Hope all is well, man. Member for 16 months. This is what support looks like. Salute, man. Appreciate you. You guys get like RBN, man. Become a member, support a member, like the channel, subscribe, share it with somebody, share it with Travel One, because this conversation is what she started. She wanted to know, what about the Mendo fellas? Nino, particularly, what you think about what you heard so far, and anything you want to share, sir?
Oh man, I'm just listening. But to me, I think it's a slippery slope when you hold someone else beside yourself for choices that you make accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like if the woman is choosing to sleep with multiple men, that's her problem. You know what I'm saying? It's not the men that she's sleeping with problem. That's what she's choosing to do. She can choose to only sleep with one person her whole life. She has that opportunity. I mean, I get it. Environment might influence your decisions and choices and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, it's your choice, you know? So that's all I got to really say.
The Red Lipstick put together some questions for you, gentlemen. She also got a video that she wants us to watch. I'm going to put the first question up. You guys can ponder on it. And I'm going to play a video for you guys. Is the modern woman's behavior hypersexual, rebellious, anti-family, ultimately the fault of men? God damn, I feel attacked. Shit. All right, I'm gonna share a video with you guys, and we're gonna go from there.
We now have a culture of degenerate women who are overvaluing themselves. What do I mean by this? We now have a culture of sluts, whores, and detestable females who actually think that on a scale of 1 to 10, they are a 10, when in reality, they are a 2. But because we as men have lowered our standards in women for so long, we have made 2 the new 10. So now we have these women walking around thinking that they're a black queen, white queen, an Asian queen, or a Mexican queen, when in reality, they're a black whore, a white whore, an Asian whore, and a Mexican whore. That's our fault as men, brothers, because we praise their whorish behavior. And you want to know why? Because many men love whores.
If you want to believe in the double standard, that men can smash as many women as they like, and it should not reflect on them poorly. But you then want to turn around and say that if women have sex with multiple men, blah, 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 the more men they have sex with, their value goes down. We understand this. We know this. Now, that would be fine if it was just that, right? If it was just that, shit would be all good. The only problem is the same men that view the double standard and acknowledge the double standard want to believe that once they have decided they no longer want to partake of the festivities, that now it's supposed to be exclusive, right? Mm-hmm. So my argument to the gentleman the other day was this: if all of the men have the mentality that in their youth, in their 20s and their 30s, they should be able to smash whoever they want, right? As many as they want. But when you turn 40 and you start looking for a wife, where are you going to pull these women from? Where are you going to pull these women from? If the consensus, okay, is that most of the guys operate in that energy. Because when I asked them, I said, so you guys are saying that body count don't matter when you just smash it. And it was like, yeah, that's what we're saying. So if the majority of the guys, right, and they already admitted to me, you know what they said to me? They said the guys outnumber the women now.
But isn't the 304 trying to get money?
It's become what every man seems to want.
But that has
they don't. I don't know nobody who wants the 304.
I know plenty.
That has nothing to do with what I'm saying. What I'm saying is traditionally women have always went after the guy that women wanted, not the 304. You don't get no props for getting the 304.
That's what I was.
But nowadays you do get props for getting the 304.
Exactly.
Let's just be honest, brothers. Many men love whores. Just look at how we praise the whores in Hollywood. Look at how we praise these whores in our own community. Look how much attention we give to these scantily clad dressed women who have no discretion in their choice of apparel. Look at how much men support the porn industry. Our love for sex as men is so predictable that corporations know how to stimulate our senses to get us to purchase their product or service. We have lowered our standards to the point where our daughters are losing their virginity and joining the community of whores and sluts. And because we as men loved whores for so long and created a culture of whoredom, we are now reaping the consequences of that whorish behavior. You wanted free sex in the 1960s? You wanted sex with no strings attached? Of course, the consequences of such lewd behavior is babies. But some did not want these babies, which gave rise to contraceptives and eventually abortion for those who were able to afford it. We as men created a culture where bastard babies are the norm, and the whores that many men were messing around with are getting the courts involved. But all of these things are now happening because we as men created a whorish society. And I know many men want to join these men's groups and they want to talk about the problems of the feminist movement and the biasness of the court system and how they support women more than men. But let's be honest, brothers, many men love whores. They love jumping from women to women. It did not bother us that the women we were with was sexually involved with 7 other men. It did not bother us that the women we was with had 3 babies with other men. It did not bother us. And now we want to complain about the whirlwind that we are currently inheriting from our own foolish behavior? We must understand, brothers, that it started with our love for whores. Well then, if the problem started with our love for whores, then part of the solution is we need to begin leaving whores alone. We must stop loving whores. You need to make a commitment in your life that you will leave whores alone. And the only way that you will leave whores alone, brothers, is that you must stop being a whore yourself. But as long as you are a whore yourself, as long as you remain to be a player, as long as you have no sexual sobriety, as long as you have no sexual responsibility, then you will forever feed this whorish culture. You need treatment, brothers, because a woman cannot be a whore without your support.
That shit sound like a damn horror movie.
Hey, all the pronouns was killing me. They, them, those.
We about halfway done. I want you guys to ponder on the question, man. Let's go ahead and talk to Soul Toucher. He's been sitting very patiently up there. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you, man. What do you think about the video you've seen so far? The question for the floor, and anything you want to chime in, sir.
The video was very interesting.
Very.
I don't even know where to start because there's too much to unpack with that video. But as far as the question, is the modern woman's behavior ultimately the fault of men? It depends on where you're looking at it from. Let's just say there's no man in the household, and this young lady from whatever age that she's grown is holding that crutch with her. Maybe it's a man's fault, maybe it's not. But at the end of the day, she has to find her way through life and not be that way. Hypersexuality, I don't know. If she runs across a good ride and she's always chasing a good ride, then maybe it's a man's fault because she got that good ride and she's always chasing it. I don't know.
Holy shit.
As far as rebellious, I personally do not see how I can make a woman rebellious to the point where she's out there like that, unless, we are going back and forth for a considerable amount of time and I am toying with her mentally and emotionally, then I can see her being rebellious. As far as anti-family, I think that's a family issue that needs to be resolved. And that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you for chiming in, sir. Great Pill, you up next, man. What you got?
Yeah, I agree with the other brother at the bottom. It was a lot. I think we should just skip on. I think it was 3 parts. It was what Angry Man said, and there was another one where him and the other gentleman was speaking to the woman. I think her name was Leek, and then this cryptic, whatever the crap, this voice was going on saying,
with the music in the back. Yep.
Yeah, but it was fine. It triggered me. So I'll go with the one with I think Leek was having a conversion with Angerman and the other gentleman. Yeah, it do be got because they said just clearly like no, like men don't be sleeping with whores like we do. We're pretty much around the same age. So it was like back in the day, and we might not even know the person a whore. I use a gentleman here on the platform. Like you could be cross state over, and that whore can move over to my state, and I'll mess around with her. but you know she's a whore because she's a whore in your town, but I didn't know that, but I slept with a whore. So that's one example. Two, she might be whore just next door and I just don't care and I just ignore it. Shout out to the Simps out there. She can still be a whore. So that's another example. So yeah, and some of us guys, we even brag about the whore. Yeah, man, I got this bad one. Why? Because none of the times we probably ain't got no nut in 3 months, 6 months of the year. And that lucky one just came across and I got that one banger that night. Shout out to the clubs, shout out to strip bars, shout out to whatever. So that's another one. So men have slept with whores, sometimes unaware, sometimes aware, and some just don't care. We just want bragging rights. That's just one. To the creepy voice, he said, men leave whores alone. Unfortunately, men love whores. That's pretty much a thing. Sometimes some men say, hey, my wife is my whore. She's not doing anything outside when I met her before. It's just a thing. So you can't, I don't know. That is pretty much what I got. I'm trying to take notes as fast as I can.
Got you, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Blacko, it's on you, Black.
Talking about me, said Black TV.
Yes, indeed, Black TV.
First of all, this image is insane, bro. Like,
picture crazy, bro.
Let's talk about that. Like, the woman that even agreed to take this picture is
just pings on the wall, my nigga.
Oh my
Black,
God.
It looked like an episode of Saw.
Lord.
Hey, Black. Hey, Black. Was it a man who convinced her to take that picture? Right? Was it a man that turned her into a model? So
I don't know. She got paid.
Well, what does it make you if you have sex with different women?
A slut maker.
Hey, I promise she got paid for doing it, and I ain't mad at her.
God damn it.
That's the only way she would take that picture in there.
See?
But I mean, what Angry Man said in the Jigsaw voice, bro, like
Jigs.
Man, it's like as a man, if I'm able to pull a lot of hoes when I'm younger, it's not gonna be no problem when I'm 40 to pull another hoe because it's gonna be off of instinct and me training myself on how to get women like that. So I would just say that majority of the time, like if I'm of age like I am, it's not gonna be no problem pulling a woman. So I don't know what the hell Angry Man was talking about. So I mean that's all I got to say about that, man. Like,
okay. What about the question? Is the modern woman's behavior ultimately the fault of men, sir?
No. I will actually say no. Okay. Because like I will blame social media, if anything, because of that. Just off of because it enhanced them to get a certain type of attention, and just all kinds of different factors.
Okay. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Hey,
Nino, you up next, my brother. What do you think about the question and the video and anything you want to chime in so far, sir?
I don't know. I've been thinking it's like men have always, like they say, men like hoes. I don't think it's that. I think men like sex. Men like the woman's body, and men have always like that. We haven't changed. You know, the oldest profession is a woman selling her ass to a man who's willing to pay money for it. So that hasn't changed. Men have always liked sex and looking at women. That's what we are. You know what I'm saying? What has changed is women have been fighting for sexual liberty. Wasn't they fighting for that? You know what I'm saying? They getting into Hollywood more. They've been, you know what I'm saying? They fighting for they doing slut walks and stuff like that. So I don't think you can put that blame on us. The men have been the same as the women who are freely taking advantage of how we are, in my opinion. That's the way I look at it.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Sir, it's on you, Severe. What you think, man, about the video, about the question, and anything you want to chime in, sir?
Oh, man, I've been trying to get my thoughts together. Let me try to put the smoke in the air.
Come on,
Is
man.
modern women's behavior hypersexual, rebellious, anti-family, ultimate the men's fault? No. Let's break it down real quick, Smoke Dog style. Hypersexual. Like the homie Nino said, men are out to conquer. That's what we've been doing. That's what we've been doing since the thing of time. Getting women is part of the forte. There's a saying that a man can go out, get drunk as hell, and still be respected. A woman can do the same thing and be shamed for it. Just the same way as this. A man can have sex and do his thing and still be probably called a slut maker, whatever you want to call it. A woman has always been called a 304, plain and simple. So us having sex and y'all having sex does not, how you say, for us, it's not hypersection. Y'all, we concentrate on our sexuality, and y'all do the same thing. We don't put no gun to your head and tell you to do this with this person. We have to control our sexual urges just like you. But if you don't, that's on you. Again, it goes right back to accountability, rebelliousness. We got podcasts, we got people, men and women, saying you shouldn't do this. It's not right for the community. It's not right for yourself. It's not right for anybody involved. But what they say, you can't tell me what to do. They call women pick-me's, this, that, and the other. They got names for men. That's being rebellious, that you don't want to do something positive for the community and for the people. So we ain't got no problem with that, but that's on you. Anti-family. Women throw their nose up of having a family nowadays. Like I said, they calling women pick-me's. They calling wives pick-me's. When a wife was a wife, a man was a man. Is it ultimately the man's fault? Hell no.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Conrad, it's on you, man. Thank you for patiently waiting, man. What's your thoughts on the question, on the video, and anything else you want to add?
Well, first of all, this video, this pic where we're at right now is just wild, but it pretty much, if we're being honest, it sums up the whole of since 75. It sums it all up until now, and it's just going to keep getting worse. Why? Because when you give people access to certain types of drugs without responsibility of taking accountability, they gonna do what they gonna do. So it is what it is as to that picture, but that's wild. Between that and the X-Files voice, that's wild. Modern women's behavior. It's their responsibility to atone or accept any consequences of their actions. You are not going to hold a man accountable for what Delilah decided to go out and do behind King Ahab's back. I'm not even going to try and answer for that. That's their hypersexuality. Again, it's their choice. Even if you got introduced to something as a young teenager in your 20s, in your 30s, you got your heart broken. The same way you can decide to pay your bill or not, the same way you can decide to not be extrally overtly promiscuous. Anti-family. I mean, that's just trauma bonding, right? Somebody's grandma didn't like what they went through. They related to this little girl who probably shouldn't had no business hearing this information. Just the same way the grandma, the auntie, the woman down the street, the woman in the corner store didn't have no business telling you, don't get married, don't submit, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. It's ultimately a bunch of family, a bunch of trauma bonding that I believe has pushed women to be anti-family. Aside from settling with men that didn't have any intention of providing anything for them, and again, it's just a bunch of trauma bonding. Is it men's fault? Again, somewhere down the line we become contributors. I think that is true. But to when I think back on my own life, when I wanted to change an action and I changed that action, even if it was, especially if it wasn't conducive to me getting somewhere in the future, I made that change. I accepted that I wasted my time, or I was a loser, or I was a degenerate, and I made the change. I accepted where I was, and I said, I'm not going to be that way no more. And it's up to me to hold myself accountable and be integral to my word. So if women want to be seen classy and be women and be respected and revered, it's up to them to walk away from Jezebel-like actions. It is what it is.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Uncle Rick, it's on you, bro. What you got, man?
God dang. Shout out to the fellas, man. This picture's diabolical. I gotta say it, man.
I know, man.
Hey, but at least she kept count. At least she kept count. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
right.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I don't know. It depends.
I don't know. Crazy. A video on. As far as the question, sure, it's our fault, right? Yeah, sure, right. Everything that's bad that they go through is our fault, but everything they do that's positive is totally them.
Speak on it.
Right. Single mother raised a kid to be successful, right? Oh, greatest mama in the world, right? Kid come out bad, it's the daddy fault because the daddy wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
Right? We whoremonger as shit. Okay, hey, how many of y'all like Gucci?
Who the hell's
Gucci man or the clothing?
No, the clothing.
Oh, not really.
No,
right, but
never owned one in my life.
Right, thanks.
Me either.
It was rhetorical. It's like so.
Fair enough.
God damn it, Rick.
Fair.
Like so like if Gucci didn't exist, would people wear Gucci?
No.
No.
I mean, if Gucci didn't exist, would people be standing in line or no? Why we keep trying to redefine nature?
Like, what you mean? If Gucci didn't exist, well, nobody be wearing it.
Exactly.
That's his
right.
point.
So if pussy didn't exist, it wouldn't get fucked. It's meant to get fucked. It's called a pussy.
Right. That's the only way a woman can be a whore.
I Hold on.
I didn't interrupt none of you niggas.
My bad, Rick. But goddamn, Rick. Goddamn, Rick.
I didn't interrupt none of you niggas. Now let's keep it going, right?
You got it on. You got it.
Right.
Oh man.
So when we try, especially the sexuality part, guys, everything else, and let me tell y'all something, right? I'm responsible, but it's not my fucking fault.
That's a good point.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm responsible for you. I'm the motherfucker who gotta fix it, but it's not my fault. Y'all got kids, don't you?
Yes.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
So especially with the sexual, listen to what I'm saying, fellas. And this is where we got to come to a common ground as men, because this is where shit be switching up with us, because we don't have a fundamental understanding of what the fuck is what, right? The one thing a woman's supposed to be responsible for is her pussy. The one thing. Because if you a dude and listen to what I'm saying. If you're not married, or if you ever wanted to be married, y'all know what I'm talking about. If the one came around and she was right, you going, right? Right? If I'm talking about she not a lie, right? She's not a lie. The bullshit is the shit you can put up with. You understand what I'm saying?
Thank you, man.
Right? You grabbing her, right? And as a man with your resources and what everybody want to talk about, their purpose, and I ain't even saying that shit. I'm saying within your power as a fucking man, right? When you had that woman, what else you got to worry about?
Nothing.
Let's keep it fucking honest, right? What to do with her downtime? You know what I'm saying? What wine she gonna drink at fucking dinner? Y'all see what I'm saying? The bitches at work that's talking shit, right? So y'all telling me, right? She not responsible for the one thing she ain't got a fucking. That's the one thing she's supposed to worry about as a woman. It's her pussy, right? She know when it's stinking, it's leaking shit, and she got whatever the fuck, right?
God damn it!
I'm asking y'all as men.
I word it different. I say you have the most information, but I'm pretty much conveying the same thing. They have a lot of information about themselves, right?
Right. I'm asking y'all as men, right? If you ain't no fucking pervert, you ain't no diddy shit, ain't no girl, you ain't have to wrestle no girl out no box.
Right. And shit, if you had a silver tongue, that was already said.
Yeah.
If you had a spitting game at it, pause.
Right. So when we try when we try to take on, we're taking on the one real road they got two, right? But pussy leads to the real road they hear, which is to bear children and be up under a man and rear them children up under a pattern, right? So they contribute to a society as a whole, right? Everything else I can look at like, maybe, you know what I'm saying, I peeped wrong or I didn't bring her up right. You see what I'm saying? Right? But it's her pussy, dog.
Right.
It's her pussy. We
go.
gotta stop this shit. If she fucks who she wants. Yeah, and this is what's so crazy to me. Motherfuckers that have a wife or a girl be like, it's just your turn. Y'all telling her she can fuck who she fuck when she want to fuck when she fuck, right? That's what y'all saying, right? When it really comes down to it.
I mean, and when somebody pee in her mouth, they be like, she's no good, and I'm like, nigga, it was just your turn, right? What you mad for?
This shit don't make no sense to me because how is y'all operating with a female, bruh? You ain't no story you can sell me on that shit. You understand what I'm saying?
I got a question though. So
Sure.
Rick, what about the women? And there's some men too that say, hey, I don't want kids at all. I'd rather just be with that one person.
Say again.
What about the men and women that say they don't want kids at all? Because there's women that say they don't want kids and they just fine with just being with that one person.
I mean, we got free will, right? It's the problem. It's the reason why we in the problems we in now, right? You know what I'm saying? God damn it, God felt he knew what we needed. You know what I'm saying? So if that's what a person, I don't give a fuck. But to me, if you asking in my opinion, a woman that can bear children and don't is a waste to me. She's a waste to me.
Fair enough.
Let's go.
Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are y'all here? Why are we here? You are here to spread your DNA down the line, correct? Or you just here for a good time?
We just here to procreate.
I'm asking, as men, are you just here for a good time, right? Because then we can really go into really what the problem is that you just a selfish motherfucker, and you know what I'm saying? You want to have all your time on this planet to yourself because you don't believe it's nothing after this, right?
Well, if we're talking about free will, I mean, if that's what that person want to do, so be it.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't knock nobody hustle, but again, the problem is us as a community and men, we don't have a baseline of understanding for everybody for nothing. There's no fucking manual, bro.
True.
There's no code of ethics.
None whatsoever. No rules of honor, nothing. As men. Right? And what they don't understand is that at the end of the day, right, we the ones who protect them.
Facts.
We hear you, Rick.
Do we get to a place where, let's say, this code of ethics, a man's charter of rights and responsibilities, we establish that? Do we get back to saying, you know, said woman, said hoe presents herself? Do we look at her and tell her to go put down those other men and go clean her ways and do this no more? Do we get to that point? Because that's ultimately
you never will. You never will, because that's not how nature intended. Hoes are here for a reason, right? Everything has a fucking purpose. The problem is that when we try to make a hoe, okay, let me give y'all the example. The Shannon Sharp shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm coming to you, GP, next.
And what's the other chick name? The Zion Wilson shit, right?
Mariah something.
Right, Mariah Mills. Body disgusting. Ugh.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. When did it become that a hoe's word becomes believable? When the fuck did that happen?
Me too.
I mean, when they begin validating themselves through sex, and we start to kind of second and validate
what you just said,
that validation.
What you just said, sir.
They validate themselves through sex.
They validate themselves.
And we second the motion. But GP, I want to hear what you got to say.
No, I agree with them. Let them rock out. I'm agreeing with them so far.
You got it, Unc. It's on you.
My bad for the rant, y'all.
No, you're good. I appreciate it.
I want to say
something. Go ahead, Unc. Go ahead.
Yeah, what y'all got, fellas? Come on, man. Let's go.
I want to say something real quick. So back to the nature conversation, because I had one thing I was going to say, but on to the nature conversation, and this may ruffle some women's feathers, I'm pretty sure, but it doesn't matter because it's still a fact. On nature, a woman get her menses, 11 or 12, maybe, something like that. And from that point, she can have a child. If a woman was to have a child every year of her life, let's say she lived to 60 years old, and since her menses at 12, she could possibly have, 48 children? A man can have 48 children in a month if he wanted to.
Well, not in a month, but 9 months.
No, not.
I want to
in
hear
one,
where
I'm
you're
sorry,
going with this, Black. I want to hear where you're going with this one. Come on,
in a
Carlos.
9-month span, if he impregnated 48 women, he definitely could have 48 children in a month. And he got 48 children the next month and 48 children the next month. So I'm saying, I'm talking about, we having an intellectual conversation, but we keep forgetting that we also creatures, just like the ant, just like the elephant, just like the lion. But we have thought. God gave us thought, and we can talk and we can communicate. But if you strip all the communication away, just take the intellect and say we're creatures, and we are created to produce with women, and they produce less. So this sexual conversation, we are naturally, we see sex in a different light. That's why a man could actually love his wife, love his job, love his neighborhood, love his community, go to a trip in Chicago, be at the bar, see a bartender, she hot, bust her down, and go right back to his life like nothing ever happened. You know what I'm saying? Women have emotions.
Why Chicago though?
I don't know.
Wrong place.
Chicago got to go.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's like literally we're two different creatures. Like we are man and woman, but like our sexual bandwidth is completely different. The problem becomes like they try to match, like at one point, and I said, I'm telling you, they're gonna come for me. But at one point, they weren't working. All of this newfound energy is in the last 50 years. Actually, I'll say less than that because of the 80s, the women's liberation. We're talking about Me Too. Before there was Me Too, there was Women's Lib. And when Women's Lib is when all of the working class women and the black woman came up and she was following the white woman and the black man. And then she surpassed us all. She surpassed some of the white women and the black man, you know what I'm saying? But this sexual freedom came from all of the uncles and the grandfathers that had multiple families around the corner and all this other shit, you know what I'm saying? And just trying to match that because now they boss and that's affiliated with being a boss to you being able to do what a man was doing. But the reality is you can't do what a man can do because at the end of the day, the two symbols itself, the penis and the vagina, one of them is like generative, one of them is receiving. So what I do on the outside of my house is one thing, but what I do on the inside of my house is something completely different. It's like me going, like somebody could egg my house on the outside and I could just go outside and wash it, but it don't change the inside of me at all. Women be trying to match masculine energy, but at the same time, you can't just open your doors to your neighborhood and say, everybody just come in here and just do what you want to do. Trash the walls, do whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's why it's kind of asinine for women to keep trying to match this energy. But then we calling that a hoe. So it's actually a little crazy for women to do that. So, but I digress.
I appreciate you, Carlo, and I'm coming back to you after I finish the video. But we got another question, and shout out to everybody that's double streaming right now. Sis sent me a message. She want everybody to in there double stream and encourage your viewers to come on over and check us out over here on Red Lipstick Vibes, where the vibe is always positive. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And I'm gonna go ahead and get to these super chats. Before I do that, though, fellas, you got another question. Did men abandoning the home create the city girl mindset? I want you guys to ponder on that. Damn, God damn it. Maybe not. Let's go ahead. Let's go.
No. May I?
Please.
Did men abandoning the home create the city girl mindset? No. What they say out here, women chose that. They made their choice, whether it be society, the government, or themselves. It has nothing to do with a man. So pushing us out the way, creating a city girl mindset, that's on them. That's on society. That's on social media. That's what they see. That's what they know. That's all they care about. They could give a damn about anything else. So the city girl mindset, that's on them. That's
Fellas,
what they
chime
see.
in whenever y'all want, man. Fellas, chime in.
I mean, that is like go back to what I was saying earlier. Like it's social media. It's like it's women bigging themselves up. Like we not. If anything, men are trying to be with women. Like we're not trying to like influence that. Like we really not statistically, we're really not abandoning our home. It's the women abandoning their home statistically. So like just with that small portion of us, the men that's even leaving is like, nah, it's like we're not causing that. It's social media, other women. It's like, and what's like, it just depends on y'all definition of what a city girl is, because man, my definition of a city girl is a ghetto independent black woman. That's my definition of a city girl. But I mean, other people might have other definitions for it. So
I got a few to add to that. So because again, the wording, right? So city girl mindset. First of all, I agree. It does start with pop culture, music, social media, and etc. It can also be a list of independence, sexual liberation, prioritizing money, lifestyle, and self over traditional relationships, viewing dating, sex, and traditionals, struggling with strategy. But just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna flip it on the side. So the question was, what again, sir?
Question is, did men abandoning the home create the city girl mindset?
All right, so I'm gonna be the odd man out. I'm gonna say yes. Men abandon it 100%, and here's the reasons why. History shows physical leaning due to incarceration, addiction, economy collapse, abandonment that's between the 70s and 90s, emotional distress where men can't be controlling their behaviors, being abusive, emotional unavailable, lost stable jobs, factory work and reduce their men's stability to provide, leading and stress. So, and also deal with cultures for treating women in an obscene way. So yes, men abandon the home.
I'm gonna push back on that.
We all disagreeing on that one.
I'm gonna push back on that because
answer.
I'm gonna push back on that because when I look at my childhood coming up, my mother is a single mother, and God blessed me to have my eyes both open to the fact that my mom was the reason why she was a single mother. Nobody forced her to be that way. Her dad being there and not being there did not force her to be that way. Neither did my grandmother. She got up and decided to want to be rebellious and decided to want to run to the streets instead of taking care and being responsible for her body. Then when she got pregnant and had me at 18, she spent the next 20 years of her life trying to reclaim her 20s to the degree where I got married, had my own kids, and because she was still trying to be hot girl city summer, whatever the hell you call that crap, is just another name for being a hoe. I had to tell her she couldn't be around my family because that's the code that I stand on. I don't care who you are. You do not get to be a hoe and think that I'm going to sit there and cry tears because you wanted to be a hoe. Okay? So it could be mama, grandma. At the end of the day, we don't control what these women do. And just because she happened to run into a relationship that didn't work out, if it resulted in kids, she could have literally still had a somewhat enjoyable life, go to work, finish her school, take care of her kids, be hot and be kept until she found somebody to get. I don't understand why that has to be a man's fault when there are a plethora of situations where women are going out of their way to put themselves into calamity. So you're not getting me personally to agree with that. I'm sorry, Grey Pill. I got to disagree with that 100%. There's too many women that are going out of their way to put themselves in bad situations. And then they're going to sit there and want to put it on a man. No. A preacher defined love as legs open very easily. And I'm sorry, from my position, too many legs open very easily. and to individuals who have no intentions other than to do what, and I think it was described earlier as being a player. So if you get played by a player, you shouldn't have played with the player because he's been playing. I land my plane.
Great pillars
Every
on you,
key
and
can
we're gonna
open your
welcome
lock.
Beans.
You ain't a
Oh, the
master
question
lock.
was, I stand on the open comment I said. It was very controversial for everybody, so it's pretty much for everybody on the floor to respond to it.
Okay.
It wasn't a clap back.
Okay. Appreciate you,
Yeah,
bro.
that's kind of like saying us as black men without a father in the home, we're gonna be drug dealers, thugs, or whatever the case may be. I just can't submit to men abandoning the home, creating the city girl mindset. I mean, it might create other emotional and psychological issues, but city girl mindset, I think that's a stretch.
I'm just trying to figure out how can men abandon something that in most cases they never even been in. Most of these women having babies, they don't even know who the father is, let alone live with him and have a baby with him so he has a house to abandon. Are there some men who have abandoned families? Sure, those are the ones that get the most noise and attention towards them. But I don't think that's most, you know what I'm saying? I think most of the time women have kids in bad situations. So, and they make their own mindset, but that ain't got nothing to do with men. They doing their own thing now. So
I hear you, man.
Thing now.
I really don't correlate city girl with like whole activity. I know that's crazy to say, but I don't correlate.
What's the difference?
It's definitely
Damn good question. I was going to ask that earlier.
It's definitely that.
I'm asking. What's the difference? What's the difference between a city girl and a hoe to you?
Okay, so like I said before, my definition of city girl is a ghetto independent woman that does what she want and she doesn't like she does what she want and she's very masculine,
Right, including and what she does what you want. What you mean?
like as far as like she don't listen to no authority, nobody is above her, like she's doing what she want, like literally.
What she want to do?
Like go out. Let's say this city girl has a man. She's gonna go out whenever she wants to. She's
Go
gonna
on girls trips.
She's gonna she's gonna
what happened on girl trips?
To her homegirls more. She's gonna listen
Thank
to
you,
her
Uncle.
homegirls more than her own man.
Right. What happened on girls trips? What?
What you mean?
What happens on girls trips?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Lord Jesus.
I
Let's
mean,
go.
what they got to do with me explaining
Nothing at
the
all.
definition of a city girl?
If you don't want to answer the question, you don't got to answer the question.
I mean, girls trips, I would assume they're fucking.
Okay.
But does that make them a whore?
Is it a safe?
Does that make them a whore?
Yes.
Women that go on girl trips, do that make them a whore?
No, it's what they do on the girls trips that makes them a whore.
If a woman sleeps with one man, does that make her a whore?
No, but if you go to Dubai and start messing with some camels, you're definitely a whore.
Okay.
You ever listen to the city girls?
In Alaska.
You ever hear the city girls?
Y'all said by what y'all said, if she sleeps with one man, that doesn't really make her a whore,
bro. City girls.
If she has a man and goes to Dubai and takes $10,000 to sleep with some camels, she's a whore.
Yo, city girls lyrics.
Y'all
city girls lyrics. City girls lyrics. Say that.
All right. Everybody go to your corners. Everybody go to your corners. We have a new
Thank
panelist.
you.
Beans. What up, Beans? Hope all is well, man. Thank you for waiting patiently. Salute to you, man. And any thoughts on what you heard so far and any chime in, sir?
That's good with your Beans.
What up, Ricky? What's up, fam? Yeah, man, you got us small as hell on this screen. I'm getting old. I gotta zoom in so I can see y'all. Bro, I swear. And then the dark glasses ain't helping me, but these lights be so bright they be affecting my eyes. I'm getting old around this joint. So I'm trying to think where was I at? I was at the statement that the brother was making. I was trying to hold on to the question, but I kind of liked the way that he was articulating his argument about just because a woman may go, take a trip somewhere and have sex with somebody doesn't make her a whore, right? I like the way you articulated that argument. I think I probably would tend to agree with you. But I think they was looking at it from the position of the woman being in a relationship, right? And then I think when you add in that component, you know, I do think it's kind of unfair for this label to say that if you go hang out with your girls and y'all go somewhere,
Bluetooth connected
to one of their houses, that you must be screwing, right?
That's what you call moving the goalpost.
I don't even think we can apply that to the majority of women, to be honest with you. Now at the same time, I'm not trying to pretend like I would be comfortable with my girl going. So we could say that, like, it's uncomfortable. It's probably not the best thing for you to do. But at the same time, a lot of guys be doing everything in their power to get away from their girls. You know what I'm saying? To be outside, be with the homies, be at the club, be at the bar, be at the court, be at the game, be everywhere but with their girls. So you just want her in the house 24 hours a day, all the time. She can't have a life at all. I think as men,
Bluetooth was
we gotta
connected.
start being a little bit more rational, you know, in our conversation. Now, as far as the question goes, the answer, to be straight up, is no. And that's because I don't think the majority of men actually abandoned their homes. I think a lot of times these were mutual decisions. A lot of times women wanted the men gone. More often than not, I think that may have been the case, that the women actually wanted the men gone. And it's a different dynamic. So when I was with my son, I'm gonna try not to be long-winded because I hate when other people do it. But when me and my son mom was together, we was in our relationship for 7 years. My son was around for 6 of those, right? So I was with my son literally every single day. The only time I wasn't with him, I was locked up for like a week, I think. But other than that, I was with my son every single day. When we didn't live together, I saw my son every other weekend. Like, that's just the way life works. So, you know, he don't have this idea like I abandoned him, right? It's like, I'm always there. If you need me, it is what it is. But I got a whole nother life I'm trying to operate over here now, you know? So it just kind of like out of sight, out of mind to some degree, man. You know, it just be what it be. It's not abandoning, right? And then on top of all of that, I think for a long time, the numbers was wrong on the involvement of Black fathers with their kids' lives, right? Now we have better research, better, you know, and better numbers to rely on about the involvement. I heard people like Charlie Kirk and them still lying and saying only, you know, 1 out of every 4 Black kids has their fathers. Like, come on, man. Like, don't make me punch you in the mouth, dog. Stop lying, right? The numbers say that 42% to 47% of Black kids actually live in a 2-parent household. That's what the numbers say. And that ain't including boyfriend and girlfriend or single fathers who have their kids. So the number probably really is more like 60% of Black kids, right, have a relationship with their father. So we just got to change the narrative up a little bit. But to answer the question directly, no.
Appreciate
Women are
you, bro.
autonomous beings, bro.
Can I?
Appreciate you. Yep. Go ahead, Ron. You got it.
Okay. So, beings, that was good, bro. Like, so, like, especially when I was just thinking back when I was little, right? You notice how, and I might be assuming, y'all let me know if I'm off, okay? Right? When you was little, right? I don't even know if anybody told you it was, right? But the impression you had was like your dad left you. Right?
Absolutely.
You didn't know none of the rigmarole. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
The feeling, the presence was he left, right? Right? And this what I try to explain to ladies when y'all don't understand how much we really do love y'all when we love y'all, right? Right? We stay with a situation that's not working, right? we'll stay with a female that we really shouldn't be with, right? Because we don't want to cheat ourselves and be hypocrites, right? Like when we was looking at our dad saying, hey, you should have tried, you should have stayed, you should have tried, you should have stayed. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, Ricky, my situation was a little bit different. I just want to say that just because it was different. I was told straight up and down, I'm keeping you away from your father. Now, when I'm young, I don't like it. You're saying all this stuff about him, but I don't know him. I just know what all y'all saying. Dope fiend, bad guy, all this other stuff. But then when I was old enough to realize, because she was like, I kept you away from him for all these reasons. Yeah, but now I don't got my brothers, my sisters, my grandmama, all my cousins. I don't got none of them either on my father's side. But when I got older, I realized she might have been doing the right thing, because he was the type of dude that would have ran off with me just to get her attention type shit. He was that kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, but to your point though, guess what? I still got the same narrative about black men in general. Right? My father's different because he crazy. You trying to keep me away from him, but the narrative was the same for me, that all black fathers was just running away from their kids.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Me as well. I never knew my dad, so it was kind of tough. And with my mom dying at 9, it was that closure thing that people talk about. Like some people don't get an opportunity to get that. Like with a father that didn't want you and a mother that left early. It was questions that I couldn't get answers to. And like you said, Rick, it was a narrative that was painted. But ultimately, the ultimate embarrassment comes at the doctor. When he asked me about a whole side of my history that I can't tell him about, medical and otherwise, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, you feel some kind of way.
So, it hits on a different level for me, but absolutely, Rick, I attribute to your sentiment. It's a certain narrative that's painted, and we got to kind of push through that. And that's what made me so intentional. This is why I waved the flag that I waved, that, I've been through a certain situation and I don't want these kids to go through that. So marriage, breaking cycles, breaking curses, it was something different for me. It wasn't just a piece of paper and something with the state. It was about doing something my father didn't have the courage to do. He didn't have the courage to pay his bills, love his wife, put gas in the car, come home to the family every day, go out on Friday. Like he didn't have that. And that's what gives me the engine and the gas in the engine to drive that, I have a certain wherewithal that man didn't have. And my kids will be able to, speak a different narrative when it comes to being a dad. So shout out to you fellas, because y'all teach me a lot sitting here with y'all and listening to y'all, visiting y'all channels, man. You guys have a lot of information to give. So keep doing that. Keep being you. And I appreciate y'all for all being here, man.
So can I ask a question to the panel just really quick? Sure. Since we're on this, before we get off this City Girls thing, because I really want to drive this part home, especially since we're talking about black fathers and Sundays is supposed to be Father's Day, right?
Yeah. And I got a question from Sis after your statement.
Yeah,
it is.
Aren't you a father, bro? What's going on?
Man, people don't give a damn about Father's Day, bro.
Great pill.
Hey, so whose fault is it for women being city girls, lying to the children about who their daddy is or who their daddy is not? Who's responsible for that? Because the reason why I'm asking this question is literally because when I hear the word city girl, these are the things that come to my mind. It's not whether she's just promiscuous and she's just going on girls trip. It's all of the consequences that bleed into society.
Excuse me.
Right? So who's at fault for that? Is it a man's fault that a woman would be out there doing what she does, not keeping track of what she's doing and how she's gallivanting about, to get pregnant and lie about who a child's father is? Whose fault is that? Is it men's fault?
It's an argument for men's fault.
Question.
Like it's an argument for men's fault. You just don't want to hear it. It is not. And look, it won't be true for maybe even the majority of situations, but it'll be true for enough of them that it matters, right? Like so. It's just about whether or not you would be willing to accept it, man. Because I mean, let's not pretend, bro. It's a lot of yo baby going on. I love you, I got you, man. It's you. All I can think about is you and me forever and ever. Bang, 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 ski. Shit, I forgot your number. Right? It's a lot of that going on. It's a lot of dreams being sold, a lot of lies being told, bro. It's a lot of it. So I just said to some degree, yeah, it's an argument for this shit being on men to some degree. But you said responsible. So responsible is different from accountable, right? Because responsible means who got to clean this shit up. And I'm sorry, ladies, but that's y'all. Absolutely.
But what about the men though?
Exactly. What about them?
God damn it. Shout out
to Red, man.
Sis has a question for us, and then we're gonna actually go back to Beans, because what about the men though? This is something that he came up with. We'll go ahead and get a little bit of backstory.
Why Red ain't up here? This a whole panel without her. It's hush. Like, why she ain't up here?
She got something to say. Got something to say. Let's see if we can hear this.
So my question is for the panel is, we're talking about the fathers leaving the home. If we say that the fathers play an important part in the daughters' lives, brother, I do have a clip on the in the media where it has Shahraz Ali, when she says it's important for the male to be in the home because he provides guidance and structure and discipline. So if there is no man there to do that, if the father is not involved in the girl's life and she turns into a 304 or a city girl, could we say that his absence, his discipline, his structure, his guidance in her life has a lot to do with her becoming who she is? That is my question.
The men ain't leaving. The
We
women.
need the black man in our home because they provide guidance, direction, instruction, discipline, gratification, and fulfillment, which a lot of black women are pretending they don't even need no more. They run around trying to act like men.
There you go.
The men ain't leaving. The women are leaving. The women are keeping the kids away from us.
Well, I'm gonna say something about Shahrazad. Shahrazad Ali, at that time, she when she did the woman's understanding to the black man, everybody was chiming in and everybody was cool with it. But when she did the black man's understanding, the black man's understanding to the black man's guide to understand the black woman, she was controversial with black women. Like, I don't know what, they was tearing her apart. You know what I'm saying? And because black women so I'm gonna say something real quick, and I keep getting I know we keep talking about current events, but sometimes you gotta kind of go back to the past to really even understand where we at currently.
Okay.
So when we came here, you understand what I'm saying? We was never supposed to even think in the realm of having no family at all. All these topics we having right now, we understand that the 3/5 of a man, and you know what I'm saying, and the buck, you know what I'm saying, and being broken down and just tilling the land, and that's it. The crazy thing was, it was just a dream for sisters to look at that White House with that picket fence where Master was at, for her man to actually have that house. That was just like, it was unrealistic. It wouldn't happen or whatever. That first generation of children that was born, whether the father dipped, left, willingly or unwillingly, whether he was sold off to another plantation or whether he was murdered or he stayed and became a sucker and just played role. I didn't mean to call him a sucker, but he just played his role on the plantation, didn't do nothing, and just went with the program. He was not active as a family member. So as time went on, that first child, that first black man, that first black woman seen their father in a different light. He was not available to them. And the more things change, the more they stay the same. So that the second generation, it was the same. And the only thing that's happened in time is, when you talk about the 50s and the Sam Cooks, you know what I'm saying, we got the Cadillacs or whatever, you know what I'm saying, but you still ain't, everybody had that white picket fence, not yet. And then we go through civil rights, you know what I'm saying, then we finally get jobs. We get factory jobs. So that gives the black man a little bit of power of something, so they can start to provide for his family, you know what I'm saying? But then drugs come in, and the factory jobs go out of here. So now he back down again, another blow. But at the same time, we got programs taking care of black women that say, we got your back, but you got to get them out of here. Going back to Claudine.
Brother, 1 second. Can I please interrupt you? And forgive me because I'm an old head. When I hear people making mistakes, I don't want to let them build on those mistakes.
What was a mistake? Because I'm 52. Go ahead.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm 52.
I just want to say fuck you very much for looking 28.
God damn it, man.
All the time, yo. I get it all the time.
Bullshit. Hey,
Get him, Bean.
He like, you got a whole album coming out next week.
I don't stress.
A whole trap album coming out next week.
You crazy?
All right, well, I ain't mad at you though.
But what's up?
Yeah, so here's where the mistake is at, right? And the reason why I'm saying it that way, is because a lot of times when I deal with in this space, they call them blackity black, right? It's the people who always talking about, you know, the plight of black people, right? Which I don't necessarily have a problem with. But when they're dealing with the black conservative douchebags, as I call them, right? They always talking about, oh man, listen, bro, you know, y'all always whining and complaining about the black experience. And what I always tell people is, look, if you want to talk about how bad white people are, you don't even have to go back to slavery. This don't even bring slavery up. You can literally stand in 1900s, right? The reason why I'm saying that is this. When you go to 1955, some data will even say 1960. Do you know who the most married black men were in America? Black men. The black man on average would be married more than white men.
Because we've been
in 1960, right? Black women were equally rated to be married as white women, right? So all of that shit that happened to us in slavery, even though you know some of it stayed in with a smaller percentage, we're talking about 15% of black people. We overcame, brother.
No, but Beans, I wasn't finished though.
I understand that, but the problem is this though, that we overcame that, right? It was a whole new thing that they did to us to break us back down coming through the 60s and the 70s, right? So the point is that we actually did overcome the bullshit. And because sis said we not answering her question, respectfully, it is her show. She asked the question, right? She wants an answer to her actual question. So that's why I really want to jump in and just say, like, no, don't say that, because way after slavery, we was doing good in this country. Take away the lynches and bullshit, we was doing all right. But go ahead.
So I was going to bring it back. So yeah, we was actually overcame during the Tulsa time and the Sumter time. So right, I dig it. Right, we had our own.
That's in the 20s.
Yeah. So that's right. So I'm agreeing. So we actually did turn it around. But what I'm saying is, when we got to the 70s, there was a women's liberation, and it was cocaine, it was drugs, it was heroin that came in the late 60s. You know what I'm saying? And some may consider civil rights actually fucked us up, right? So I'm saying, like, and I was born in 73. I'm actually talking about my grandfather. I know my great grandfather's story. I know my great grandmother's story because I got it directly from her. So I'm not even talking about, and I was 25 when I was able, she was 104, to sit down with her and kick it about. So I'm talking about my direct family. I'm saying I understand the struggle and even my own story. We know about what it was in the early 90s about getting a job. If you had some type of record, you know what I'm saying? You could forget about it. Where we at right now? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We didn't all flip the script and actually became something because we just wasn't going to give up. Because somebody said you got a record didn't mean nothing. We're going to get on the street. We're going to get a... But I'm saying if it was not for us, we just would have stayed right there. So going back to the city girl mind state, once we became in the 90s, and you're saying when we had the Freakniks and all that, brothers already started to move towards that entrepreneurial. That's just what birthed the Bad Boy records and the Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when we started turning, because actually we was messed up for a long time until the early 90s. But once we start getting bread, whether it was drugs or record labels or whatever you're saying, women was not at that same plane at all during the late 80s and the early 90s. Would you agree with that?
What do you mean by that?
On the same level in terms of financial free, in terms of like getting money.
No, they weren't making as much money as we were. No.
So from 91 to like 2002 or something, we was on a plane. All of where women are at right now, all this shit is newfound money and newfound, you know what I'm saying, within from 2000 all the way up to 2020, in the last 25 years, this whole city girl mentality, Real Housewives of Atlanta, basketball, whatever, all this shit is the Kardashians, it's all new. You know what I'm saying? And it's just almost like what somebody would do if you had $1 million. Like they actually going crazy with whether they went to school. Some of them were squares, keeping it real. Some of these girls went to Morehouse or Spelman, and we know when they went where they were school, you understand, they got their bodies done, and now they fly girls. It was some fly girls back then, but it wasn't them. The so-called city girl mentality is the new chick with a new bag, making $200,000 a year by herself or $250,000 by herself. She got the bag and she getting her body done, and now she can control who I'm screwing and what I'm doing, girls trips and whatever else. That don't have nothing to do with slavery or Shahrazad Ali talking about, you know, whether the men was present in the home or not. Newfound money don't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Or the attitude, and another thing, I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna land this plane right now. But you gotta keep in mind too.
I swear to God, I wish you would land it right here. You know why? Wait, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I don't even mean to be disrespectful, because I swear I did not just see that coming. And you just brought that shit full circle. I see what you're saying now. I didn't see it coming, but you just.
That's what I said. Because sometimes if I was with the beans, if I say I'm gonna go kill, you say, "Oh, Kylo, hold up, who you gonna go kill?" I was like, "No, I was gonna kill time until my next." What you know saying? But if you cut somebody else's, then you won't get the full thing.
All right, y'all sound like having some bromance right now. Can we get back to the original question?
Hold on, Great Pill. Hold on 1 second. A lot of things happened with social media. We had a King magazine and a Smooth magazine and all of them saying all these girls, the Bria Miles, the Melissa Fords, they was like gods to these chicks.
Yep.
Now every girl has her own magazine. Do you understand what I'm saying? That comes with a certain amount of, it can publish anytime she so choose.
Right.
And can monetize it. And I mean privately and publicly. All right, go ahead.
Bro, that's a great. I did not see that coming. You tied that shit up with a ribbon. I did not see that coming. That is a fact.
All right, may I chime in?
That's crazy.
The whole story.
That's
May I
crazy.
chime in?
Damn.
That's crazy.
You got it. You got it, GP.
Yeah. If I mess up with the original question was, because we going back to Black History Month and all that stuff again. That was like January, February. But I think the original question was with Shahrazad Ali, if father was not in the
Shahrazad Ali.
Thank you. If the fathers wasn't in the household for the men, helping the daughter playing an important role in her life, does that still impact the life and the decision making with the woman?
Yes, if the fathers didn't provide guidance and discipline for the daughters, could that have led to the city girl mindset?
Yeah, and in addition to that, before you answer, Great Pill, listen to these other tangibles that these, well, maybe not tangibles if you look at it a certain way, but listen to the things that she says a man provides.
We need the black man in our home because they provide guidance, direction, instruction, discipline, gratification, and fulfillment, which a lot of black women are pretending they don't even need no more. They run around trying to act like men.
You heard what she said? Pretending to act like men.
Don't need they men and don't need it no more.
Yeah, but again, key word was a lot of women. So this where you have to identify the select woman that is not or that is.
Okay. I mean, yes.
Great Pill, you familiar with Shahrazad Ali?
At all? From time to time.
I am very right. Okay. But yes, it definitely can affect because you're not there to influence, right? Right, you're not there to influence, right? I always tell people, co-parenting is a lie for real because no matter what, you operating from a deficit. Right? Let me run something by y'all. Suppose it's split up, right? Suppose it's split up, right? She wanted to break up. They got one kid, right? She wanted to break up. He wanted to stay, right? He wanted to stay for the family, but she wanted to leave for whatever reason. She upgraded. She thinks she deserved better, whatever, right?
Red in the bag.
Is it when they say that statistically that a two-parent household work out best, right? Statistically, right? What qualifiers did they give you? Oh, he worked at the plant with Mr. Phibbs and made $150,000, right? He drove a LS. They don't give you no qualifiers. They say two people in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something, ladies. Y'all gonna hate me after this. Y'all hate me already, right? If I could be totally honest, unless it's some stuff that really costs y'all life or your well-being, right? You're really not a good mother if you didn't stay with your child's father. You really not.
Can you expound on that?
Sure. Right? When a man leaves, right? When we just talking about abandoning, right? When the man leaves, he should have stayed and fought for his family, right? No matter what he was going through with her. Don't nobody ask the deeks, right? About what that man done seen, or he know, or he went, or he's going through with that woman, right? That woman gonna tell you everything he is and ain't doing, right? Right? He gonna put it out on Front Street, right? Facts?
I would agree.
Right? But when she leaves, right, it's for her own well-being, because without her well-being being okay, it's going to affect the child. It's more about her than it is the kid.
That's a fact. I mean,
It's
I
more
wouldn't
about
disagree.
her than it is the kid.
I wouldn't disagree.
I don't know, man. It depends on the situationship of that. Like, because we can throw in abuse, we can throw in a lot of neglect. It's a lot of things when it comes to certain relationships with that. So if it's a very strict line to cross, then yeah, the person need to opt out the relationship, especially when it comes to that.
Listen to what I said.
That's the point. That's the point that he made when he first started his statement.
What I said. And to y'all in the chat too that don't agree, that's fine. Yeah. I said, unless it's like some life or death, some abuse type. Right. That's what I said.
He literally said that shit. Yep.
and contrary to popular belief, y'all, a lot of y'all, these women ain't getting their ass whooped like y'all say y'all is.
That's a fact.
Damn.
That should be mutual combat.
We supposed to be grown in this motherfucker, right? Right? It's more about her than it is about anything. The kid supposedly she's taking statistically, listen to what I'm saying, y'all. Statistically, beings, right? The two-parent situation is better, correct?
Right.
Right. So you thinking the one listen to what the society telling us. This is what they telling us. This is what y'all don't want to peep out, right? Not y'all, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? So a woman who can't choose a man that's already making bad decisions can now make the best decisions for her and her child.
Nope.
I wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's common sense. Like,
it's not common sense to the others.
So listen, sis, to answer your question, yes. And if that's the case, and if y'all have that understanding as a woman, and this ain't no disrespect to you, why don't y'all treat men as such then? If I'm the know all be all to y'all existence, right? When I'm right, right? And me and you together, everything get better. Why don't y'all treat a man as such then?
Talk to him, Rick.
because every man, I know my brother up there know what to do.
Nah,
Right?
Rick, they decentering us. They're decentering men when they don't know what they like, they don't know how we run, they don't know what drives us, but they're decentering us.
Listen to what I'm saying, bros. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. Y'all all said earlier, not Beans, because Beans wasn't here, right? But what did y'all say if y'all find a woman that's on point? She's doing what she needs to do as a woman. She's a wife. What you say you gonna do as a man?
She get wifed.
Step up too.
She get wifed.
Yeah, she get wife. She step up too. Be a better person.
To the best of your ability, right? Because hey, I understand on YouTube we all millionaires, right? We ain't got
don't ever forget that part. Don't ever forget.
You know what I'm saying? I understand, right? Yet they ask for something they don't want to provide themselves. What is y'all talking about? What is y'all talking about? If it was us, I'm telling y'all, I'll be on our neck. Beans know me on here for a long time. Sean know me for a long time. You know, I would tell y'all we fucking up. This is not that, bro.
We fucking up.
Listen
We
to
fucking up.
But with love though.
Right. No doubt.
With love though, we
Get 'em,
gotta
Beans.
clear this
Get 'em.
up. Like this is what I'm
Get 'em,
saying. It's y'all gotta forgive me. I got OCD. It's hard for me to listen to things when I know they're wrong and I correct them.
Let's go.
Most black people who are married come from single mother homes. Right? Like, I'm sorry, I've done so much research. I just got it all in my head. I can't, right? Most black people who are married come from single mother homes. Here's the thing: this whole narrative about, oh, it's better if you come from a two-parent home. Okay, maybe she'll be less of a slut, right? But she's still gonna be a slut.
I mean, but Beans, I don't think that's the objective.
Dads ain't doing
Beans.
no different. They teaching their daughters not to trust men as well. These chicks that's coming from homes where they had fathers, the fathers teaching them not to trust men as well.
I get that.
So they not getting no different thing just because they seeing their mama. These same women coming from two-parent households is the ones jumping on podcasts telling y'all that they look at marriage like it's slavery. That be the same one.
Right.
So we got to start correcting these narratives to some degree. You know what I mean? Is that Red who just came up?
Yeah.
I think she's trying to work it out.
Hey, Beans, touche.
Hey guys.
I was trying to answer your question,
y'all hear
Red, just so you know. I
Oh.
wanted, yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead with your loud ass.
Can y'all hear? Oh, I don't know.
No, just
it's a
talking shit.
tree.
Go ahead.
I can't. I don't have much. What you call it? What do you call that? Bars or whatever. Yeah, we just had a tornado. Okay. To what Beans just said about the submission thing, there's a question about submission in the banner thing, brother.
Okay.
Thank you, Ricky, for answering the question. My second question is because I don't think I'll be able to come back, guys. So make sure y'all finish the video, and then, brother, you can end the show after they're done.
Absolutely.
The question is, with the OnlyFans and the back pages and all this other stuff that's enticing to young women today, and like the man said in the video, men are funding the behavior. Would it make a difference if men stop funding the behavior? Fun, guys.
You really trying to make me hate women right now, huh?
No, hold on. Let me do this. Let me get out the way real quick. I want to make sure she knows that the first question she asked, I answered that one just now with my last statement.
Sure did.
The fathers is doing just as much damage, right, in the homes because they're training their daughters to also not trust men, right? They're training their daughters to get out here and get it on your own and be independent too. They're doing the same thing. They're giving them the same message. Not that I could blame them because we men, we know how men move, right? Y'all ain't gonna do it, but I'll do it. In my entire life, I've known 2 dudes who was faithful. 2. Everybody else was cheating and screwing. So, right, like and when you got a daughter, you start seeing things a little bit differently, You don't want your daughter to go through that same shit, even though you know she is. But you don't want her to. So what do? Man, don't trust these guys. Get your education. Do what you're going to do. Make sure you can take care of yourself. Don't depend on no man. You start saying the same shit that you would come to the internet and bag women for saying, but you telling your daughter that same shit, right? So just so you know, sis, I was trying to answer your first question. This question here, I'm gonna shorten it up and I'm gonna get out the way. If a woman, the thing about it is this. I think if we really look into it, no, because there's so many women support each other in a way that men really don't, right? Unless you like playing sports or some shit. Right, like everybody is killing Lil Wayne for this new album. Nobody is saying like, "Yo, he did an album he wanted to do. If I don't like it, I don't like it." But he did what he wanted to do. It's all good. It's like, nah, this shit don't sound like it's supposed to sound. Fuck this nigga, right?
Right.
The fact of the matter is that women support each other in a way that we could just never understand. So even if you got a majority, let's say 80% of the men who are supporting, that's through OnlyFans, that's through Instagram, that's through whatever. If you remove 80% of them, the women still gonna do what they do, and on the low, they still gonna get their bags off these niggas offline. Because the truth of the matter is, men want women's validation. We want their companionship. We want their love. We want their attention. We want their comfort. We want their presence. We want all that shit.
And we want their coochie.
We want their coochie too. We want their coochie too. Of course, that comes with the.
Don't forget that.
But we don't want to have to pay for it. See, you'll pay for the coochie, but you don't want to pay for submission. You don't want to pay for cooperation. You don't want to pay to be a father. You don't want to pay because she cooking clean. You don't want to pay because she's understanding. You don't want to pay because she prays for you, right? You don't want to pay for that stuff. You want that stuff to come because she likes and loves you. Right. And so it's going to be very difficult, sis, to get men to stop supporting OnlyFans and any of these other platforms when in the real world, they can't get cooperation from women.
I agree 100% with that. It's not even the cooperation part either. Just men going to be men on the end of the day. Men going to scroll. Men going to click the like button. Men going to make comments. It's going to be one side. Let's say all of us agree on everything, right? And then you're going the other end of the fence, then you see them same other different men in the comments, hey girl, you fine, you hot, and you be like, that's clearly not it. You just gonna get those type of men. It is what it is. So I don't know, man. Just me personally, this is why I don't even try to like make no whole like diatribe about it. It just be more aware of the situation, learn from your own mistakes. If you fuck up and you probably got like a homie like Rick or something, probably call you on your bullshit as a real friend, something like that. Then you're good. You're step up on what you need to be doing for yourself. But let's not get it twisted. Nobody here, no gods on the panel. Everybody's not perfect. Everybody gonna make mistakes. We're all human. It just is what it is. Like all this harping over stuff. I'm sorry, I'm venting at this point, but all this harping over the craziest stuff is wild to me. Like I get it, get your clicks and views and all that stuff, but yeah, it's pretty much a lot of nuance to it. I agree with a lot of most of these guys saying, but you have to nick and pick and choose a lot of stuff that we at the same time we are saying. Everybody here is not 100% right, but there's a lot of key antidotes to the conversation you have to take with it and move forward with it. Just be a little bit more aware. But if you got like issues, now we know some guys got some issues. There'll be some groomers, there'll be some people that just want to harp and lurk on the internet. You got those type of men too. You just got to be aware of the situation. And to be fair, women, hey, if you put yourself out like that too on Instagram and OnlyFans, whatever, understand. I'm sure a lot do because they do. Understand the dangers of this crap coming too. I know some OnlyFans models be like, yo, I got this dude exposing my pictures and calling me out to the family. Like I hear those a lot. So, but you put yourself in a situation. I know when I've done some fucked up and dumb shit or made some simple mistakes, I don't sit there and hit Rick up or hit somebody else on this panel. Hey man, I messed up. I already know I fucked up. I knew I fucked up in the beginning. I knew I currently was fucking up. And then when the fuck up hit me in the face, I was like, damn, now I'm how I'm gonna move forward with this.
Hey Beans, you mind if I ask you something?
Dark Lake, what up, brother?
What up, dog? Hope all is well,
good?
sir.
How's everyone on the panel doing?
Salute.
What's going on, Dark brother?
And thank you so much, Red Lipstick Vibes, for having me on the show. And Conrad, God bless you, bro. I want to say I heard you say something, Beans, that I thought was interesting. And even though I think your statement was true, I think it should be qualified a little bit more so people don't misunderstand what you said. You made a statement, Beans, and you said that more people who are married come from single parent homes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's true.
Black people.
Right. I think that's true. It might be true for white people too. I don't know, but that's true. The thing is, though, what were you implying when you made that statement? Because, you know, I could actually look at some of the data and say, well, you know, if that's true, then that means that people who are born from single parent households are also the ones responsible for most of the divorces, right? Because they're the ones mostly married because of, you know, pure numbers, because it's a majority of people in the Black community who are raised by single parents, right? So they would then in turn have to be responsible for the growing divorce numbers as well, right? So I just wanted to have you, I'm not challenging you, right? I just wanted you to qualify that a bit more, because it can come off like, oh, well, you know, it's okay. It kind of rules out the idea of how good it is for a child to be born under, you know, a 2-parent household. So I just don't want people to think that, or maybe that was your point. So if you can qualify that, that'd be cool, bro.
No, you just did it. Like, it's, to me, it's about what's true. I'm not joking when I say I got OCD. I mean that. So when I hear something and I know it's wrong, or at least the information I have is contradictory to what's being said, I have to say something, right? I think it's okay for us to build on what is true. I get frustrated when I hear other people from other demographics, and I'm gonna just be honest because I think I can, white people talking shit about Black people and using outdated tropes or outdated information. It pisses me off. Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, we do that too, bro.
Right?
I'ma do.
So
I would love to see you debate Charlie Kirk too.
It's the reason. The reason why I was like, yo, no, we need to say this, because at some point, here's the thing. As men, because one thing I don't like with Black men is that we won't admit that we love hoes. Just because you don't want her to be your wife, don't mean you don't love her. Like I don't just like you can't love nothing that you won't marry. That's dumb. Of course you can love shit that you won't marry. You can love your car. You can love your shoes. So of course you can love a fucking woman that you wouldn't marry, right? You wouldn't want to have a kid by. You can still love her, right?
We got 7 guys up here. Let's go ahead and take a quick consensus, fellas. Do you love hoes?
Absolutely.
Let's go ahead and start with Gray Pill and work our way around. Gray Pill.
Sir, I respect hoes. I don't love them. I respect my shoes. I don't love them. I respect my car. I don't love it.
Okay. Conrad?
No.
Beans?
Absolutely 100%.
Kylo?
We don't love them, no.
Ricky?
Well, you know my motto, bro. All women's is hoes, and I got one, and I love her. So yeah, I love you.
Dark?
Momentarily, but I know I can tell the difference between a moment
Yes or no?
and what's. I think it matters. I think it matters. For the moment,
yes or no?
Sometimes
let's
yes,
go with it, yes or no, and then qualify.
Momentarily, sometimes. Momentarily, sometimes.
Momentarily, sometimes.
Yeah, momentarily, sometimes. Yeah.
We go from 11 years old to about 30 years old chasing hoes, and niggas want to try to say they don't love them. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, YouTube politics. We don't need that.
It's been 20 years of your life chasing a demographic of women, but you don't.
Sorry, guys. Hey, I don't mean to be a party pooper, but like that's how I actually feel. Though I actually feel like that. I'm not trying to evade. My bad.
Nah, you good. This is safe space.
Man,
Blueprint to a man's thoughts. Let's
Hey, all hoes, you just want a good one, bro. That's it.
I love you. Absolutely.
Shit like that.
Absolutely. I love them. I just want
She with
her
me
to
for a reason.
It's 2025. Ain't none of you niggas marrying no virgin.
Mr. He said though, don't you think that's
Challenge accepted, Beans? Challenge accepted.
Hey, but Mr. He said, right? Don't you think that there's a difference though? Like you can have lust for the moment, but you still kind of understand what a real woman is and what to strive for in finding what a woman is, which is not a hoe.
That's how I
Don't
operate.
entertain this shit, bro. Hey, he said, don't entertain this shit. Nigga,
I got you.
I answered for him. When you ready, you gonna get an ex-hoe like the rest of us, nigga. Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
Conrad, you want to help me out, bro?
Y'all crazy, bro. This is
let's have a quick lighthearted video.
The word hoe is just throwing me
Let's
off.
take a
I'm
look
sorry.
at it, man. I don't know. I think
Can't
I'm gonna
love
be
no
honest
hoe.
with y'all, fellas. I think it's all perspective. I think it's how we look at it, man. Look at it like this right here, real quick. Check this out.
You look angry.
That nigga mad as hell in the middle.
I ain't gonna lie, they're like beans in his alpha mode.
That's that bullshit, and that's the video you're
Let's
going
go.
to.
Fight back, Beans. Don't let him do that. Let's go.
No sound, no sound.
I'm putting on there.
I still ain't got no sound.
Get in line.
Okay.
My son finally got a father now. You not the
What?
Damn.
nigga, I'm not athletic. My athletic like my baby mama. Her boyfriend out here cheating on me. Damn, that's what he doing too. I say, hold on, nigga. We can't be doing all that. I had to threaten to snitch on this nigga for him to get in line. My son finally got a father now.
Jesus Christ.
You think I'm gonna be out here trying to teach this nigga how to play football? No. Nigga, I'm not athletic. My athletic skills trash. But yours not. You got a chance to be a real father, nigga. Don't you ruin that. Don't you let these hoes trick you out. Don't get spot like the way you swing in and out.
Oh my God.
$200 when you, who else gonna give you that?
You gotta be kidding.
Nigga, you can take a sack lunch to work every damn day. Everybody can't say that, dog. Somebody going to Burger King, Popeye, Chick-fil-A. Somebody spending money. You not ham sandwiches, Dorito chips, honey bun, and a Capri Sun. Come here, nigga. And you trying to force me to come back into this nigga live? Never. I won't allow that. The good man up above won't allow that. I won't allow it.
Yo, how you putting that on God though?
See how they
It's the whole. I'm finally get a chance to be a father for me. It's the
But
whole.
let's take a second, fellas. Let's take a second because, like I shared with y'all, my father wasn't there, not even for a day. So I would actually appreciate a nigga like him saying, "Yo, nigga, don't do that to my baby mama, nigga. You got an opportunity to be a father to this nigga."
Yeah, but who
I
listens
probably would
to
appreciate that
Yeah,
as a
but
young
like,
man.
but yeah, if my dad was never in my life and he pops up like this crazy kook and just pop up with a gem, what kid really listen to that dude? Like he never been around. Like why am I listening to him?
He's not talking to you. He's talking to your stepdaddy.
Right.
Hey guys, he's projecting an idea that he has like an expectation for his baby mama's boyfriend, which is what I guess, which is what Kevin Samuels was saying, that it's a thankless job being a stepfather. Right now, you know, shout out to stepfathers. I'm not trying to talk down on you. I'm just saying it's like that's pretty wild. He has an expectation that the boyfriend is supposed to be doing his goddamn job.
With your baby moms, this shit is crazy.
Right, you want a nigga to just blast off in there and leave her, huh? I guess
that's what's crazy about it, nigga. Look, man, and I'm gonna tell y'all to be like a lot of y'all niggas stepfathers and don't know it.
God damn, Ricky, God damn it. This is some bullshit.
Bitch off. Next caller.
Y'all want to keep it a G.
All right, keyword. He said a lot of y'all. He ain't say all of y'all.
A lot of y'all.
A lot of y'all. He ain't say all y'all.
All you niggas ain't DNA testing.
I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors.
He ain't lying about that one.
I guess God watch over babies and fools too, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Nigga.
Y'all ain't shit.
I have no
A
comment.
lot of y'all stepdads and don't even know it. That's fucked up, kid.
It's true though.
Crazy work.
It's true.
You gonna get somebody beat the fuck up, bro. Y'all gotta stop doing this shit out loud. Yeah, guys, you gotta put this shit in the chat.
Hey,
You can't say this shit out loud,
hey,
nigga.
hey, listen, complete sidebar, but over this conversation, I just thought about something, and it's not been mentioned all the night, but my mind be wandering. But Diddy, real quick, is
Hey,
on trial.
yo, that's crazy.
Is on trial for so-called sex trafficking, for paying a motherfucker to come from one state to another state to fuck somebody, whatever.
Escort, sir.
Please tell me, is that not the entire porn industry?
No, absolutely.
Negative. Yeah,
No,
not.
it's not.
It's not.
No.
It don't pay.
That's
That is
not.
absolutely
That's
true.
not the entire porn industry.
That's
It's
not the
not?
point. We don't listen. We understand he was being hyperbolic, but to your
Right?
point,
No,
yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not focusing
For somebody
on
to pay for somebody to
all,
come from
but
Florida
no.
to come
How
to
we get to
California.
P. Diddy and his
Yeah,
activities?
that's crazy. But we gonna
I don't
rock
know,
with it.
but yes, he asked the
He
question.
has
I'm
the time.
answering.
It's
Yes.
his time on the floor. GP, don't.
No, I was just thinking to myself, I needed some help with that.
All right, we thought back at you. We thought back at
that
you.
is
Half
a
percent
fact,
yes, half
bro.
percent no.
That is a fact.
Hey,
Niggas be
somebody
on
want
trial.
Diddy in jail. I don't know who it is.
Look, niggas be on trial 'cause they got
I don't know
money.
who it is. Who is this man or
I
woman
know.
that want Diddy in jail? They
Called
trying to look, man.
Diageo. That's who the fuck wanted to
Man.
go.
I got another
I saw
question
the
for y'all.
video of him with
Okay.
with Cassie and all that. I don't care. I'm not even gonna stunt. Like I really
Yeah,
just
nah, we
don't
ain't
care.
got to. We ain't got
I
to.
don't feel a way at all. It didn't bother me at all. At
Mhm.
all. It's like, yo, I know it's wrong, but it just didn't bother me. It's like, cause y'all chicks choose these kind of guys.
Word.
I was just saying this shit on my show, right? Mr. He said, when they talk about MAGA, make America great again, right?
Oh Lord.
And the whole thing about it is that for some reason we got this shit confused that the greatness of America is about everybody has the opportunity to be wealthy. That's never been the case in the history of no regime ever.
Let alone America.
Right? Exactly. Let alone America. The thing that made America great was that you didn't have to be wealthy to be treated like a king. As long as you went out and worked and provided for your family and took it, you was a king. The wife loved you, the kids love you, your mama and your father love you, your siblings love you, your grandkids love you, your cousins love you, the neighborhood love you, your job love you. That was the thing that made America great, is that the average person could feel like a king, could feel like a queen, right? This shit here, what they got going on, man, please.
Right, but this is what sis and
I ain't
all
listening
of
to
the
these
fellas
niggas.
are talking about tonight. Like, you got a little bit to do with it. We kind of want to throw our hands up in the air and be like, I ain't got nothing to do with it. But us as men, we have kind of lost our way. Like, we don't know how to change tires no more. We're not chivalrous no more. It's a little different. Women, the same. They're not made from sugar and spice and everything nice. They're made from 3 different other things now. So do you think, just to entertain Sis's conversation tonight, do you think there's a little bit of onus that needs to be on us as men in any shape, form, or fashion?
No,
I'm
every single way, in every single way that men socialize with women, the changes have been based on women changing.
That's fair.
Think about it like this: we was being drugged in motherfucking Chevy pickup trucks, lynched on trees, all kind of shit. Okay, buck broken and everything, and we still love the black woman the same. And we still had our families, and we still was married, and we still was doing our relationship with black women didn't change until they changed. The white man, aka the devil, knew exactly what he was doing. The Bible gave him the blueprint. All he had to do was look at the story of Eve, and he knew exactly how to attack us. They said, man, no matter what we do to these black folk, particularly these black men, they keep trying, they keep coming back, they keep doing it. Why? You ever seen The Matrix Part 3? Why, Neo? Why do you persist? He said, because I choose to. But why did he choose to? Because he was in love with Trinity. Right? And that's us. We was in love with our woman. We was in love with our family. We was in love with that, what they call the nuclear family.
Hey, now Trinity was the catalyst, but he was already going that direction. Okay, sir. I watched The Matrix too. I'm a big fan.
You realize Trinity was the one who pulled them in.
Oh, this fitting to be good.
She
in the
led
Matrix 1.
because
She was the one who showed
sent,
up at the door
who
and got him
sent
to
Trinity
come.
there? Who sent Trinity there? Morpheus. The black man.
No, that's true. That's true. Trinity did send Morpheus.
The black
She met
man.
him at the club, right?
Yeah.
They had the other dude come, bringing the bullshit. The dude, he saw the rabbit on the girl's shoulder. He came to the club.
Hold
But it was-
on.
Morpheus was
but
manipulating the
his love
situation
was
too.
Trinity, though.
No. The Oracle.
Come on.
The Oracle sent.
Oracle sent, right? Even before Morpheus. You're right.
That may be true. That may be true. But but I'm saying from Neo's point of view,
yeah,
he's following the white rabbit.
Yeah.
Right? Which he was shown in a dream. And
Yep.
then when he shows up, he meets Trinity. And from that point on, who gets him to come back to meet Morpheus?
Trinity.
You see what I'm saying? It was
That's
love,
fair.
bro. Love is the thing that was guiding him from that point.
From day one. From day one. He was looking for love.
If you look at the latest Matrix, what happens? You can't stop these people once they come together. Their whole point was to keep them apart, but keep them close enough together, right? So that they could have that sense of hope, right? And be trying to entertain, right? What was put in front of them. But the whole time was when they connected, oh, now they unstoppable. They running
That's
around flying and shit together and moving shit with their hands and all that, right?
That's
so
true.
what I'm saying is the point is this, is that the thing that kept us glued together, the thing that kept us rising above whatever the white man's plight was our love for our woman's love for us, our love for family, right? Spirituality and all of that. Once they came in 1964 and separated our women from us, it's over. It's nothing you can do. If we can't get our women back, we lose. It's no way around this shit.
I hear you,
No
Banks.
way.
I hear you. I got another question for y'all from Sis, man. Did feminism take over or did men lay down and let it? I want to read these super chats before you guys answer. You guys can ponder. I apologize. But let's shout out CBZ for the $2 super chat. He says, salute to the dope convo. Salute, CBZ.
Yeah.
Theo with the $5 super chat. By Black TV Point, women are making men drug dealers, scammers, and gangbangers.
T.O., what up?
What up, T.O.? T.O. also gifted 5 memberships. If that membership landed on you, man, please try to maintain it. We appreciate y'all for checking in. Salute to T.O. for always supporting the channel and always being an amazing supporter of the information. Red Lipstick Vibes with the $5 super chat. She has a question. Why complain about 304s, but men still sleep with them even marry them? So, fellas.
I think it's selective judgment on that one.
That's easy.
Yeah, I think it's selective judgment.
Come on, sis. You gotta be thicker than this. I mean, quicker than this.
Man.
Red, this is so easy. The reason why they complain about the 304s is because there's too many of them that's 304s, right? If we had 20% 304s, 80% wifey, we good. But right now, it's like we had like 80% 304 and 20% wifey, and that's problematic.
Like, because we deal with y'all. Like, don't listen to what I'm saying. Like, y'all women, what y'all saying is that I ain't gonna say what y'all saying. I don't want to speak for y'all, shit, right? But what I get is it's like the only way to win with y'all is to not deal with y'all.
You know what's crazy? I hear women say the opposite of that too. Some women say the only way I can keep a man is to be like a jerk or disrespectful to him, and they'll listen, they'll behave.
That's what I'm hearing.
I'm not even gonna gas like that. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, Great Pill. I ain't gonna gas like that. But the problem is y'all raised them. I'm
That's
not even
fair.
gonna gaslight it, but y'all raised them. I mean, shit. What the fuck you want?
That's fair.
Anybody else, fellas? Y'all good on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good on that one.
Yeah, it's just I love hoes. I don't know what the fuck these niggas be talking about. I just wish it was less of them. That's the only problem. Y'all remember when it seemed like it was like 100 girls a year who used
But
to
if
be
you love them, you're gonna want more of
shit.
them, right? If you love them, you're gonna want more.
Of course not. No.
I
When you
mean,
love
but
something, do you really want more of it? Like if you like me, you like old school cars, right? You get one.
Oh no,
old
I
school
love
car,
lasagna. I want that shit all
Right.
day. I love fajitas. I want that shit all day.
But Beans, I
Like,
see
just
somebody
be in
with an old
agreement.
school car, and I look for me a legend. So when you love hoes and you loving up on them, if another woman sees you loving up on her and holding her up, and she aspires to be her because she's being held up by you, what then?
But see that what that proves is, hold on, what channel is the NBA? What that proves is that the women are still autonomous, right? Because what you see me doing, you see me loving on her. You don't see me marrying her. You don't see me claiming kids by her. You don't see me wifing her, living with her. You don't see all of that. What you see is this. I'm gonna tell you what you see. You see that chick doing OnlyFans, and I got 12 inches of meat. Or you see that chick pulling up in new cars, new shoes, new this or that, and you assume that it's coming from the men that she deal with, right? Like that's it. Other than that, come on, stop it. What you see when you see wifey, husband, all that type of shit, family and all that shit, you see that shit at Walmart. You see that shit at Target.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? You see that shit at church.
What
right?
Walmart you go? I see both sides. The Walmart I go to, I see single chicks with high heels on, and that's like the thought central. Then I rarely see like single, like the couples you're talking about. I rarely see that. I see more hoes in Walmart than I see anything else.
It definitely is more hoes in Walmart.
Yeah,
no question
we
about
damn
it.
sure ain't shopping at no goddamn.
Yeah, we have the
Walmart.
wrong Walmart.
That's crazy work.
Probably. Because I'm telling you, when I be at Walmart, I see more couples than the motherfucker, bro. That should be blowing my mind.
Give me
I'm
that.
talking
I
about
just need-
immigrants, black, white, and all that.
Yeah, give me that address. I'll shop around over there, but I don't see them on my end. Right after work, I roll up in there just like, oh, eye candy.
Yeah,
I don't even be paying
That's
them.
not to say it ain't none.
I'm
but
single,
just
Rick.
saying,
I'm a demon.
I don't even be paying
I
attention to
literally-
motherfuckers when I go to Walmart. I'm in and out that bitch. Y'all
I used to
soaking
call
the
that
thing.
shit
The
club
women that
Walmart.
niggas say they don't want is the ones I be seeing with the rings on their fingers. Swear to God.
Yep,
200
big
or better.
Yep. Trying to tell
In
you.
Walmart.
Damn.
That's one thing.
God.
Like I said, I used to DJ weddings, and I seen plenty of fat girls getting
Yes, sir.
like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. Like fat girls had the secret formula or some shit. I'm telling you.
Because they have personality.
Duly noted. T.O. with the $5 super chat. He said, we definitely not making them rebellious. Women are rebelling against men. Laugh out loud. Fellas?
I mean, I appreciate that statement.
Yeah, it's generalized. When you generalize it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I got this statement.
Salute to Mr. He said for gifting one membership. If that membership landed on you, please try to maintain it. Salute to R. Sean for becoming a member. Appreciate you, bro. Hope all is well. And Red Lipstick Vibes with the $5 super chat said, thank you guys for carrying the show. I appreciate all of you. My milkshake brings all the boys.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's close the doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the.
Yeah, refund that super chat back, please. Refund that. super chat back.
Bullshit, but
Fellas,
it is true.
Paying yourself. What is wrong with you?
I swear. Red
Somebody
always
find
been
realistic.
supportive. She's super supportive, but ever since the motherfucker said she was thick,
It's been one for you.
yeah, I just like I make sure I come drop the stars, hit the like.
God damn.
Jesus Christ.
What's wrong with you? You niggas are crazy.
Yo, Beans, that's my
Yo,
sister, man.
Thick make
God
everything better.
damn
I'm
it.
sorry. Thick make it worth it.
Now, we need the black man in our home because they provide guidance, direction, instruction, discipline, gratification, and fulfillment,
Right.
which a lot of black women are pretending they don't even need no more. They run around trying to act like men.
No, you need one to counter.
Salute to everybody checking in. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Support all of these amazing content creators that's on the panel right now, man.
Did you say
Fellas,
deport us?
Nah, I said
God
support.
damn.
Support.
Oh.
Nah, we're not doing
Where's
that.
your headphones
Beans.
at?
Too soon, Beans. That is too soon for that shit right there. Beans. God.
Oh, it sounded like you said deport us. I'm like, damn.
You're still in protest.
Man,
sir.
I
You-
apologize.
let it be.
I ain't
You're
mean
still
to do
protesting.
nothing to nobody.
That's crazy. Yo, everybody stay strong out there, man. You know, all power to the people. Fellas, did feminism take over or did men lay down and let it? Let's start with Carlo. Carlo, what you think, brother?
No, men didn't lay down and let it. It was a movement. You know what I mean? And I guess it came from a fed up. I wanted to say so-called, but it wasn't so-called. It just came from a situation where, going back to what Beans was saying, whether it was a one person household or a two family household, women became kind of like dependent on themselves and dependent on other women. You know, some type of they took themselves away from us. You know what I mean? So we didn't lay down and let anything happen. This is just a combination of circumstance. You know what I mean? Of women's liberation.
Okay. Appreciate you, brother. Beans on you, brother.
Oh, what happened? I'm my bad. I was trying to figure out what's wrong with
Did feminism take over or did men lay down and let it, sir?
No, there's no such thing as men laying down and let it. You got to understand that there's people who run the country. I was just telling my audience this earlier. We are always on a frequency in this country. And we don't control that frequency. It is what it is. We don't control it. So, you know, all the stuff that we talk, men, red pill, manosphere, we talk about women, feminism, all this type of stuff that they talk about men, none of that matters at all. If you don't realize you're on a frequency, and what I said earlier was this, the way that you can prove that you're on a frequency, if you don't like the Lil Wayne album, you're on a frequency. Like if you don't like the Carter 6, understand you're on a frequency, right? I know that's like, hold on, bitch, you can't just make us like something or don't. Nah, but you got to understand. You got to appreciate what the dude did. He did an album he wanted to do. Or once you realize, yo, he didn't come with all these beats and shit that you thought he was supposed to get, then understand you were looking for something. You had an expectation for something. That's you being on a frequency. You're hunting something specifically, right? And right now, to be honest with you, I heard Charlie Kirk say earlier, oh, don't you think men would be happier if they were married and providing? No, because they wouldn't be appreciated in that role. So they would just become more alcoholic, raging, you know, wife beating ass, kid abusing ass men. Because right now the frequency that we on is an individualistic frequency. You understand? So people just got to stand into that. And to me, it's, hey, when they put you on a frequency, master that shit, monopolize it, and then they'll switch it, right? So right now, feminism, men didn't lay down. The people in power instituted feminism as a policy across the border, right? Whether it was affirmative action, DEI, welfare assistance, all this other shit. Civil rights movement led to jobs. If y'all don't know this, the civil rights march that they had, Martin Luther King had a great speech and shit. That was the march for free jobs and freedom. You know who those jobs went to? Black women. Who's the number one employer of black women?
The government.
Right? So understand this has been a strategic plan from day one. Don't let these black conservatives, douchebag ass niggas confuse y'all, or a lot of y'all, right? It's always been about keeping the black man down because it's just something about us. We are unifiers, and they cannot allow that.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. GP, so on you, sir.
Short answer, I'll say both. Feminism rose because of the real society needs, but we as men allow most of it through abuse of power, just underestimating the movement. And I also say that some intentionally helped build the system as well. And some of the system that was built, a lot of women criticized against it, which is crazy. So I say a little bit of both.
Okay. Okay. Uncle Rick.
Feminism take over. I'm more on the lines with Beans with this one. I understand that it was a policy sentiment for a number of years. You know what I mean? As far as that goes. If I had to answer one though, I would say men laid down because we try to do what y'all ask of us. For real. If I'm being honest, right? If I'm being totally honest, right? I love you. We in it. I'm trying to do what you asked of me for real. Right? That's all what it was. Right? But it's like being said. It was this was crazy, right? We always in a trick back. Right? It's the feminine. They say, well, you guys laid down for it. That's the reason why, right? But then if we just said no, we'd have been heathens and monsters, right? But families would have been probably better off statistically, correct? If we still stayed in the old, what they call traditional, right? Where the hierarchy was actually recognized throughout society. You know what I mean? That's just my take on it.
Yeah, I agree for the most part. It just came in waves though, like because there's a list here I got where women wasn't able to vote, then own property. So little stages from there just kept going, which is fine. And I think for some way, I think the equality in wave 2, somehow that's when it just got abusive from there. It just went on and on and on. So I agree for the most part between what Beans and Rick is saying. But I'll say more but I'll lean more of the laying down part. I want to say laying down, but I just say more of just I'm leaning toward that only because a lot of stuff that happened over time, men wasn't aware of it fully. So it just blew up to more what it was. And the fact, again, social media is a demon. It became something more than what it originally started out to be.
Appreciate y'all fellas chiming in, man. Beans, you on mute, man. You saying something?
Nah, I was just thinking like when he made the social media like social media has done us in.
It just put a stamp on everything. It's so wild. Like it's like it's a crazy double-edged sword. It put a stamp on so much, like it's an absolute when it's not. Like you just even that video we saw earlier, we was laughing at and whatever with the guy, but you can literally say anything, and the next day you can do the totally opposite, and people will still just like he's still a good guy, this person's still cool. And then the same thing with women. You don't even say much with women, just show some titties and ass, like, oh man, I love her. I'm like, well, why you love her? Oh man, I think I had a comment with somebody on TikTok, and the chick said the reckless shit. The dude in the comment like, man, I love her, man. I want to get to know her. I want to wife her up. And I was like, why? You don't even know this chick. She literally just damn near told you she's gonna take your soul. He said, yeah, but why can't I do? I said, hey, it's all you.
Yeah, man. I put up a stories, kind of like a series of Brittany Renner and Kevin Gates and in their kind of individual antics, which led them to being together. And my whole point was, certain people aren't husbands and wives, and then they try to get together and be that. But the Brittany Renner, she was grinding on Charleston and yelling and screaming at the top of her lungs, drunk out of her mind. One of my homeboys actually called me. Like he DM'd me first to, reply to the story. But then he called me. He said, yo, son, I used to love them type of chicks back in the days. Like that chick just like, I'm like, yeah, son, you did, but you wow, son. Like, you always been wow. I always told you that. But it's just like you said, man, it's a certain allure and an attraction. And this is what Sis is saying, is that in addition to them validating themselves with sex, because I think that's the qualifier right there. It's not just about promiscuity. Like we all are men. We all are grown-ups. We know people who are a little, loose with it. That's what adults can be sometimes. But when you start defining yourself, you become it because you had sex, or I could be a wife because I got these guys, sleeping with me. Do you guys think that that's a qualifier and that's a part of the problem that we kind of celebrate and second the motion of these self-proclamations? What do you guys think?
Rick,
I mean,
your
yeah.
mind turning.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it got to, right? If we're being honest, right? If we can use social media and other inputs as a trope, then yeah, you got to. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Right? The truth is the minority is the majority, guys.
Yeah.
Right? The minority influences the majority. It's always been that way in this country. You tell me the top 1%, ain't that what they call them?
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Right? Just realize, man, like, hey, man, y'all better hunker down, bro.
That's a fact. You said it. You said it before, Rick. Sis got this video, man. Let's go ahead and get through the last part of it. She said I gotta play it, so moderation gang said what they said. Let's go. Fellas, stop making whores, man. Y'all are just y'all doing too much.
You know, they say that men are dogs, but guess what? They're right. But check this out. Dogs do not have sex with kittens. Dogs do not have sex with bears. Dogs have sex with bitches. A bitch is a female dog. The sad thing about our culture is that we don't want to acknowledge that more and more women have bitch characteristics. They too have doggish behavior. So if we're going to solve this problem as men, we're going to have to diagnose it correctly. Don't get it twisted, brothers. Just because I mentioned women in this speech does not mean that they are the targeted audience of this message. My goal is to take a realistic approach at this issue. That approach is self-evaluation. You know, it's going to take time to change the culture of women. It's going to take time to change the fashion industry that supports these whorish females. It's going to take time to change the legal system as it relates to child support, alimony support, domestic violence, rape, and divorce cases so that it judges fairly between men and women. But it doesn't have to take months and years for you as a man to quit your addiction to whorish behavior. So the quickest solution for us, brothers, is that we take personal responsibility and admit our own addiction to whoredom and make a commitment to walk away from that lifestyle. Now, in order, only 3% of the American population waits until they are married to have sex. This means that America is officially a culture of whores. This is why it is important that from this day forward, brothers, you only get involved with a woman who has been reformed. Many of us have a negative past that we are not proud of. But as men, it really doesn't make sense to commit yourself to a woman who has not been rehabilitated from her whorish behavior. Let me repeat that. As men, it does not really make sense to commit yourself to a woman who has not been rehabilitated from her whorish behavior. A woman who is a whore does not value fatherhood or marriage. It is extremely dangerous to get sexually involved with a whore. Getting involved with a whore will impact your finances, your emotions, your manhood, and our culture in a negative way. So when I say leave whores alone, I'm serious as cancer.
I'm a man that women want, so the good women should want me too. But ask yourself this: aren't there a group of men who come here all the time on YouTube that are angry with the women who chose to get with the Pookies and the Ray Rays, and they don't want to deal with them because they're saying they don't want to be the cleanup man, right? Right. Okay. So if the 304 have been winning for a certain period of time and the good women have been losing, do you think the good women aren't holding a grudge with the men that's been fucking with the 304s? Guys out here that think they're winning because they're messing with a bunch of 304s. And what I'm saying is, the women are not looking at them like they're winning. They're looking at them. The good women are looking at them like they're dummies for messing with the 304s. Right. And so listen, I can't argue the double standard.
Hey, yo, that's great.
That's not Walmart.
It didn't look like Walmart.
This is problematic. And
very
and the reason why it's problematic is this: we were sold a lie, and the lie was that women were the ones who was all about being in love and all about relationship. And look, let me restate this. Maybe at a time that it wasn't a lie. That's possible. It ain't true no more. Right now, men are the ones who want relationships. Men are the ones who want family. Men are the ones who want their woman to love them and not look at them as a paycheck and all of this other stuff, right? And because men have this grand desire to partner with women, they're going to take the best version of whatever woman they can get. And it's just that simple. Now, it's ironic to me that women are the ones pretending like they don't understand this when it's the same shit that they swear they was doing for decades.
Mm-hmm. The same things their mamas and aunties and grandmas complained about. What they
Right.
raised their son to go, what they raised their sons to go against.
Right. We picked this man. We saw his potential. We thought he could be this. We thought he could be that, and blah, 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 blah. Now men are doing the same thing. It's the same thing. Bro, it's 100% of women. And out of 100% of women, here's the facts. 70 or more are acting like what we just saw in that last clip. Here's what it is. Because they all got technology. They all got social media. I remember a time if a chick was over 200 pounds, there was a level of humility that came with that. That shit don't exist no more. It don't matter how big they is. It don't matter if they got the oatmeal pad on their inner thighs. That don't matter. It don't matter if they got 4 kids in there and they only know who one of the baby daddies is for sure. That don't matter. None of that don't matter because they going to go on social media and they going to get 50 likes, 20 likes, 15 likes, and that's enough to say, yep, validated.
I think I agree with what you said. For the validation part, I think before social media, people still getting the validation. Even the socially unattractive people, like if you just like Scarface ugly and you walk down the street, somebody going to give them that attention and be like, okay, I still got it.
Times are ticking, niggas.
I hear you, GP.
Times are ticking.
Yo, I appreciate y'all, man, for taking y'all time out being here. I got some rapid fire. Let's go, Beans. I got a question for you, sir. Did men stop leading or did women stop following, sir?
Well, it's no question that women stop following. But you can also make the argument that men stop leading because they were choosing not to be there as well. One of the things, here's the thing. Let me ask you this, and this is just not even, it's actually a rhetorical question. I got a woman way over town. They're good to me. Okay, I'm just playing. But I got a woman. We done had 6 kids, 5, 6 kids and shit. Here come the government saying, if he ain't there, we will provide you with all of this and that. Why wouldn't I leave?
God damn.
Why wouldn't I get out the way so that you could get this shit from the government and say, hey, listen, we still should be able to maintain our relationship, even though you get up. I'm gonna get out the way just so you can get this other shit. And I'm gonna still do what I can, but you're gonna be able to get this shit from the government and you ain't even gotta do nothing. Okay. Right? But then after a while, guess what that woman starts saying to that man? I don't need you.
Yeah.
Right? So the fact of the matter is that yes, to some degree, the men stopped leading. But if they weren't there to lead in the first place, if they were just there to have sex, if they were just there to make you feel good, bro, my mama been married 5 times.
Damn.
5. Now she was light-skinned, but so what?
Damn.
Like I because whenever I put up a picture, like, oh well, I get it. No, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Any woman out here, I said this earlier on my show. If women prioritized having a man who was going to be a good father, good husband, good provider, good protector, 90% of them could have a man. They could. So it's just about you being willing to accept that this nigga probably ain't gonna be 6 feet. He probably not gonna have a 6-pack. He probably not gonna have 6 figures. He probably not gonna have 12 inches, right? But he will be able to say, hey, listen, here's the best thing for you to do. Here's the best thing for the kids. And he'll be able to lead. But yeah, I would say it's probably at a minimum 70-30. Maximum 80-20. 80% the women, or 70 to 80% the women just stop listening. And then 20 to 30% the men stop leading. Because when you put them in those positions, they still get it done. I got my stepfather tattooed on my arm. All you got to do is put them in the position. They just ain't choosing them no more.
Damn. Appreciate that, man. That was dope.
No
GP.
doubt. I got to get out of here too. I got to give me some
Yo,
food for
appreciate
this restaurant
things. You
closed.
know it, man. Salute,
Rick,
man.
you know what it
GP,
is,
man.
bro. Love.
Hey,
My
be
man,
safe,
Mr.
bro.
He said, love. Great Pill. I ain't seen you in a month of a year of Sundays. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you. Love for all
Yeah,
y'all, man. Y'all stay blessed.
I'm not
Salute
partaking.
to Red Lipstick Vibes. With your thick ass. Get on my nerve. All
What
right.
the?
Be safe, bro.
GP, this one on you, man. Before I get you out of here, man. Can a woman become out of order without a man first being out of order, sir?
Can a woman become out of order without a man first becoming out? Yeah, no. It again depends on the situation. For example, if she got an attitude, just not been there. The situation is not hearing, not listening. He probably giving. We as some guys, we give our own little signals like what's going on with us, without saying what's going on with us. So that could be out of order. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not getting no deeper with all this.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, you good, man. I appreciate you, bro. You
Yes.
know it.
Yeah. So my thing is all this. I appreciate the conversation. It was actually some real good conversation. Trigger for the most part, like Red. Every time I hit this panel, Red get me triggered. So it is what it is. I appreciate it. I will say that just be a little bit petty. Where is she at? X-Ray. She's not a part of no Nino Nation, all that stuff. She's part of the GP League. Okay. We're still working on the phrase. Everybody got their little catchphrases. So X-Ray knows some people. X-Ray been around. Okay. I'll leave it like that. Thank you again, Rick. It's always a pleasure hearing your perspective on a lot of things.
Thank you, bro.
He said, she said, you already know what it is. So thank you guys. Appreciate you.
You already, GP. Appreciate you, bro. Salute
Be
to
safe,
you,
be
man.
safe.
Uncle Rick, before I get you out of here, man,
Yo.
I just want to ask you, a woman can be a whore. A woman can't be a whore unless men are funding it. So who's worse?
Who's worse? If who do you blame the most? The drug dealer or the addict? Who's more responsible?
In my opinion, I would say the dealer.
Why? Because it's a conscious effort, right?
I would believe so. Conscious would absolutely be the operative word I use.
Conscious effort.
Yep.
Listen to what I'm telling y'all. A woman can't be a whore. Yes, she can. A whore, it's a mind state. He had to think about fucking somebody for money first, right? Y'all don't be hearing me. She can't be a whore if that's something she would never do with her body, correct? Right? We don't make whores. We make baby mamas. We, goddamn it, we make baby mamas. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Because what y'all keep, especially when y'all do this, I'm okay when y'all really try to keep it middle of the road, right? I'm okay with that. But when y'all try to shirk this is y'all trying to put y'all body in my hands, the things y'all say don't do. I don't have nothing to say or do about your body until you don't want to be responsible for it. What man would want to deal with that? Not your attitude from day to day, right? But a woman who is not responsible with her own pussy. That's what it is. Y'all keep trying to skirt around it. Y'all don't want to say it, but you're irresponsible with your pussy. Your pussy's real friendly. Nobody knock a woman that's been married 5 times with 10 kids. No one would knock that. Be like, damn, how she getting them?
She got that fire.
Right? But you out here by yourself. Doing the same thing that women really say they hate what men do is what? Become what? A repeated offender. You can lie to me once, just don't make a habit of it, right? You gotta be a whore in your head first. You gotta be a whore. Don't never, no one, and even when we keeping it real, and you a good girl and you really like a dude, nobody, you fucked them because you liked them. You was liking him too. Otherwise, you would have told him, no, sir, it ain't that type of party. Thank you for the compliment, good sir, right? You have a great day. I really appreciate that compliment, good sir. But like I keep telling y'all, y'all don't even know what a lady is. 90% of y'all don't even know what a lady is. Y'all think a lady and a woman is the same thing. They're in the same package, but they're not the same thing. Y'all ain't even ladies. I smack the shit out of you, yo. The fuck, yo? Who you talking to, you bum ass nigga, bro?
Bro. Damn.
So off bat, you a combatant. You a combatant. You are an enemy combatant. But that will only matter if y'all really wanted y'all men, though. And the stuff y'all tout y'all accomplishments on, the thing that make y'all whole, like being a mother, right? Or being a boss bitch, right? Is all really built upon y'all just hating y'all men. There's not enough women right now in our demographic for me to say that they actually like their children's fathers. Y'all ain't with them. It's too familiar of a story. So much so when y'all caught people who tell y'all they've been together 20 years, y'all don't even believe the shit. Bet you that shit was fucked up, Sean. I bet you they was going through some shit, the old struggle of. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody make it that many years without some bullshit. Y'all got it though. I'm trying. Hey, the clock is ticking, bro. The clock is ticking.
Yo, salute to you, bro, man. I appreciate you. You know that whenever you take the time out your schedule, man. I haven't checked on you recently. I've been working, man. My coworker is down, so it's been a load on me. It's been crazy, but I'm you in my thoughts. You know that. Thank you for always sending me a Acura for me to look at.
Man, we gonna cop one too. Watch.
We gonna make it happen, man. But yo, I appreciate you, bro. Keep doing what you do. Keep being you. And keep giving these people what you got to give them, man. And you know, shout out to you and the missus, man. I love you, bro. Salute.
Appreciate you, man. Make sure you tell that pretty girl of yours I said, what's up, them beautiful babies, man. I love you, bro. Be safe,
True
okay?
Indeed. You know it, man. Y'all know how sis do it, man. Let me go ahead and get to this money, man. And salute to everybody that chimed in and supported the channel tonight and all of these amazing content creators that were up here. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button on their channel, man. Those guys took the time out their busy schedules to be here for my sister, and she appreciates them, man. Shout out to Red Lipstick Vibes for the $5 super chat. She had a question. She said, why complain about 304s, but men still sleep with them, even marry them? Damn, no Cardi. Tio on the check-in, he said, we definitely not making them rebellious, though. Women are rebelling against men. Laugh out loud. Salute to you. Appreciate you, Mr. He said, with one membership. Sean became a member. Salute. Red Lipstick Vibes again. Thank you guys for carrying the show. I appreciate you all. My milkshake brings all the boys to the panel. That's crazy work right there. Mrs. She said with the $2 super chat. Salute to the gentleman on the panel. Salute to you, Mrs. Shout out to Red Lipstick Vibes, where the vibe is always positive. Y'all subscribe to the channel, become a member, Check her out. She always has something informative, insightful, thought-provoking, and conversation starting. And y'all know how we do. Do something good for somebody other than yourself. That's when real character shines through. And like sis would say to y'all, bye.
As soon as the show over, he do like this. Well, I'm ready to go.
Wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bets. Cause we know where we at, we know we top tier. Cause all the hate that you bring, we know it stops here. I'm taking off like a rocket here and stopping here. It's strange how they cannot see the future, but see profit here. Wait up, we gon' always win. Promise that that's not a promise, yeah, that is a threat. You know that I promise to bring the team commas. When the whole team win, that's when you flex. Win, and I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. We already know that we the coldest. Watch me heat it up, let me focus. I'm going toe to toe with foes. I know they notice. I kick in doors, they only hope for closing. Why? Cause they know I go again. And when they get it right, I'm the one that can make it flow again. Talk to me nice, my team, they ready to go again. Running into us, we'll gladly send you home again. Yo, we don't talk, better know the grind gon' match my walk. I'm a cheat code, I don't take no loss. Making no sense, run up the scope. Cause all I do is win, and I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss.